There you go.
Stick to the path.
Well,
Don't jump down that well.
He was on my horse, so he would literally been walking home.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's now a bush.
That's a point. Are we having a long rest, or is this a
I think
short?
we're about to find out.
Oh.
I think we hope to have one, but you know.
I think we just reached the camp.
Yes. So
Yes.
last time you went to the garden section of Homebase.
Pretty much.
So you had travelled outside of town after doing some business in the town itself, and found that the Northwoods had extended its reach somewhat dramatically and quickly over the northern road, Mylock's Way. The amount of growth there was more than could possibly have grown in such a short amount of time, and you spent some time looking in the foreboding forest before opting to stay on the path and head forward anyway. Travelling with the wagon, the party kept their eyes open, enabling some of you to spot these figures amongst the trees, which were quickly revealed to be almost like a vine zombie of sorts. The vines had grown up from the ground into their bodies through their mouths and eye sockets. There was a moment of debate about whether you should negotiate with them, but Duke decided to cut straight through this problem by shooting directly at one's feet. This precipitated an attack where about 20 of these things rushed your party. A couple of you spotted there was another entity in the background seemingly orchestrating the encounter, who also animated two trees into treants of a sort, which split up, and one beat down hard on Gartok as he was surrounded by these creatures, and the other one destroyed the wagon that Dramos was now still inside. The wagon collapsed on top of him as he went down into close to death. The party was scrabbling around at this point, many of you being beaten to unconsciousness by the creatures, but lots of them were taken out by a couple of fireballs from Dramos, and eventually you managed to get the better of the situation. The creature orchestrating the combat was nowhere to be seen. You picked yourselves up, healed up where you could, made sure your horse was okay, which after sparing the dying on it, and headed north. When you reached the northern end of this expanse of woods, you encountered Helvetians who were hard at work chopping down the trees, explaining they had had a similar encounter themselves. They'd been given orders to clear this section immediately to reduce the threat on the road. At this point you decided to go straight on and visit the new fort that they have built by the Northern Pass. Is that everything, or is there anything else you'd like to bring up or remind yourselves of before we start properly?
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
So
who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Datora tonight.
All right.
But I have a horse.
She was hiding under the wagon.
She was hiding under a Helvetian soldier.
He's seen for that. I've got post-traumatic stress from my lover turning into a creature, so I think...
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, true.
I thought Datora was into that, to be honest.
Yeah. That's the story of my life, that is.
I need someone who's going to abuse me.
Yeah.
Could I have, as we were leaving, could I have grabbed some of the vines from the weird zombie creatures?
Absolutely. You saw those vines were flexing much like a muscular arm as they were keeping hold of these bodies, and while you were fighting, even though you were doing massive damage to them and breaking bones, the vines themselves were holding the bodies intact. Now as you go over to one and touch the vine, it's loose and floppy, has no internal strength of its own. So you can easily pick some up.
Yeah, I'll take a few strands to... just personal reasons, I'll just grab those and stash them away as we leave.
Okay, so you grab a couple of good lengths of them and stuff them into your pouch, or...?
Yes.
Okay.
the sun, or was it the crescent moon and star that was on a lot of the monster creatures?
That's right.
Could I maybe search one of them just to see if there's any other insignia, any other identifying items?
So you go through the few remaining bodies that weren't burnt to ash by Dramos, and find that many of them had this similar symbol. Some of them also had what your eyes would recognise as not accurate but representative of sardonic's symbology. There's lots of white and dark figures. In some of them have got a white and a dark door. Some of them have like two sides of a pattern with white and dark on. You've seen enough sardonic stuff in the past to know that's kind of what it represents.
Okay, that's interesting in itself. Okay. I suppose we'll be heading to the fort.
Yep.
Yeah, we just
Taking a
move
rest.
swiftly to the fort and rest in one way or another.
We already reached the
Albertians
fort.
offered.
Oh no,
Yeah,
my bad.
I think
They
we've
told us
done a
about
bit
it.
of backtracking.
Yeah.
Because the last sentence I've written down is: "We head onto the fort. It is large, built quickly, and is the same size as next."
Ah, yes.
Really get
Quite
close
impressive garrison.
to it. And the Helvetians had said that we could get healing from their clerics.
That's right.
Right.
I just wanted to check it. Everybody's done everything they wanted at the.
Yeah.
Because we were rushing a bit at the end. It was getting late, wasn't it?
Yeah. Reinhold had cast mending lots of times on the wagon to fix it.
Yes. Okay. Well, if you're happy enough, then you move on, and the fort is there, exactly as I said, built at one end of the mountain range. The fort is large, and you can see, not complete, but the upright poles showing a makeshift wall they're building straight across from one end of the pass to the other.
Right. Let's get inside.
I'll sound a horn just to announce our presence.
The horn of Reinhold.
You see figures on the wall, and a horn is blown in return, matching the tones of your own. The gate opens before you.
Pull inside.
Yep.
Go on. The wagon moves forward under the wooden gates to the inside the fort. It's in many ways it's similar to the fort that they've got just outside of Misthass. There's row upon row of tents, all neatly ordered. There's nothing haphazard about the way the tents are placed. You know, a row and then another row behind. Everything in here, despite it being earth floor, seems to be well organised. There are shields leant against tents at the front. There is a flag flying above the fort, and you can see that at the far end there are a couple of larger tents, and then one wooden building which has been built. It's got a wooden frame, but still seems to have had the centre sections between the frame filled with fabric. So it's a hybrid between tent and building, perhaps to be turned into a more permanent building shortly. One of the Helvetians waves you down as you come through the gate. From the city.
That's right.
And,
We had a bad time on the road.
oh, what happened?
We were attacked by weird vine creatures.
Ambushed.
Literally.
I see what you did there. Yeah, I heard some of our lads had a similar problem. A whole bunch of guys have been sent down there now to take it down.
Well,
They're not
I
gonna
think we
take-
saw them actually. We warned them of what we've seen. But I'm badly hurt. If you do you have any clerics here?
We do. We have a priest on hand who tends to the soldiers.
Would he be so kind as to have a look at my wounds? They seem to be on my back and I can't get to them.
Well,
Father Hal, I can offer a prayer to. Oh,
I mean, forgive me for saying, but I really think that's something you should work on. Yes, you should get it healed, but you should be able to touch nearly every part of your body. Look.
No one can touch them right in the middle of their back.
And he flexes around in his segmented metal armour and touches his toes. And...
Hold on a minute. Right. Touch your elbows together. Behind you.
Touch my elbows behind me. Well, no, that's a different kind of test. I was only seeing if I could touch every part of my body, not which parts I could touch with which parts.
Fine.
Well, can you do it?
No. I want to see if you could.
Kind of want to try it now.
yeah.
You know you want to.
Roll.
A young unarmoured man comes running up with a tablet. And the soldier you're looking at takes it from him, and the other one runs away again. Okay. All right, we've got a space for you. Go straight down the main thoroughfare there between the tents. You see at the back there are 4 large tents on the right. Take the first one that you see. That's available for you.
Do your men need any spiritual counsel? Any troubled?
We have no trouble that a dash of quick combat won't sort out. I find it to be very therapeutic.
Well, it never hurts to ask.
But for spiritual guidance, most of us are happy to see Cassius.
Cassius being your priest.
Indeed.
Who is in charge here? Where is your commander?
Commander Quintus. And he gestures towards the large building. He'll be in there.
Good. We may need to stop by after we've rested.
Well, I shall send a message to let him know you want to see him. But of course, we like to do things in a particular way. Everything is ordered and done just so.
Thank you for your openness. Obviously, a lot of us might be strangers to you, but we'll do our utmost to be respectful to your camp.
Well, you're from the city. You're with us.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your words. I know we're often from different places, but we're all from this place now.
Well, one of our companions he's lost his nerve a little bit. George here, I'll point him out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose if you've got any men going back into Mistas that he could tag along.
We can
Get
arrange
back.
that. We can arrange that. I mean, it'll be a short time. I don't think we're going to send anyone fully south until the forest is cleared.
He can wait.
All right.
So
You come with me, George. I've got some wine that's not watered. And with that, Domitus turns and takes George away into a smaller tent.
he was never seen again.
He was, but he was red raw. Okay.
Guess we go find our allotted accommodation.
So you head up
Yes.
using instructions. There are a number of soldiers moving around between tents. They respectfully nod as your group moves past. Until you arrive at your tent. It's large, and you draw back the fabric, stepping inside. The day has not been particularly warm, but there is some heat in the air, and it only seems to be amplified by the heavy fabric of the tent as you step inside. You're quite surprised to see Datura in there.
Oh. Well, how the fuck did you get here?
So Datura, you had headed up hoping to catch up with the group. Seeing the forest, you skirted around the outside of it.
Sensibly.
Sensibly.
Right.
Met the Helvetians and got directions up here, hoping to meet up with them. In the same way you were guided to this tent. And you'd been here not half an hour before the party steps in behind you.
We look fairly bloodied, and some of us more worse than others.
Are there any cots or beds or anything?
There are.
Yeah, I will
There
lie
are.
down in one immediately.
I'm gonna collapse into one.
Yeah.
If some of you haven't met Datura, she's an incredibly fine, roguish elf.
From my bed, I'll open one eye.
Yes, there's, we got Father Howell, Duke, Enzo. I think you know everyone else, eh?
Yeah. Seems like you've had a bit of a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through the woods.
Oh, I went round the woods.
You
Just
took-
being.
You took the right choice.
Yeah.
I had
What-
a nice. I had a nice, easy travel up here.
What was interesting though, Datura, is some of the fauna that was in there. Some of the
Okay.
mushrooms. They looked like they were from the Underdark.
Really?
And remember where I got that mace from that king, the moon and the star, which I'll show the bottom of the mace. That was on some of the corpses.
That's unusual that the Underdark is coming up here.
It's leaking, which
Hmm.
it's only a theory, but yeah,
Like it's merging.
just something to be mindful of if you go to Madame Zhao's again.
I'll
We
keep
had
that
a-
in mind.
We had a similar thing between two other planes.
Really?
There was a leak between the two.
Is it still Madame Zhao's? Is Madame Zhao's missing?
I don't know that my character yet, but yeah.
I do.
Madame Zhao's missing?
Yeah, she is apparently. My other character.
Yeah, got taken by her dad, who's a dragon.
No. I'm speaking in character right now. I haven't got a fucking clue. He hasn't been there.
I
in
ain't
ages.
got a clue either.
Yeah, yeah.
That's me in character.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like no, I had no idea.
I always had my suspicions that she was with dragons.
I know Till made a massive event of profaning his love for her, but I didn't realise it went that southward.
Yeah, he lost his arm, didn't he? I heard during
I
it.
saw the aftermath, but I didn't think I'd ask.
I think it was a result of that.
Well, you know, young love. Sometimes she gets the house, sometimes she takes your arm.
I know there's a lot of investigation that needs to go on in the Underdark anyway that's cropped up recently. So we'll be venturing down there soon, I hope.
Well, we have a little quest to the Quarry, if you wish to tag along.
Yeah, I thought you guys might need my help, and I need to keep myself busy. I need to get out of the town for a bit.
You know, gets a
Some
bit.
fresh air.
Understandable.
I would suggest not getting too close to that one. Then I'll point to Father Howell.
This character's never seen Father House.
He's pretending to be asleep.
So the tent that you're in has 5 cots on either side. The floor is set with a number of grass woven mats to cover up the earthen floor. There's a long table in the centre. Everything has a slightly pinkish hue in here because the tent fabric has been dyed like a burgundy red colour, and the light that seeps through is just tinted with that hint of red. There's a couple of oil lamps which hang down from the ceiling, and as well as the cots, it seems that a couple of couches have been pulled into here. Suitable for sitting. I mean, it's as tents go, this is quite luxurious, as you would have seen. Flooring, indoor fittings, very comfortable.
They have like food and drink on like a table or anything as well.
There is not, but even as you think about it, a couple of servants come in with some platters of food and a jug. The jug is placed down on the table. The platters contain what looks to be some sort of baked chicken. There is a selection of grapes, fruits, and some sort of cheese dish. There's cheese has been melted over something, and there's clusters of those which are all piled up on a plate. The servants don't say a word, and they set it down on the table and leave. Each of them puts their hands in a small there's a small vase, urn of water that's raised up to about waist height, and they put their hands in there and flick the water off their hands before they leave the room.
I'll stop them and just put 2 gold in their hand and just.
Oh, it's not necessary, he says as he puts the coins into his pouch.
Yes.
Anyway.
I'm going to go to Enzo and say, let's see how long it takes Father Howell to get a second wind.
Wait.
Forget that Father Howl. I need a second wind.
I'm going to spend 10 minutes just checking the tent, just making sure there's no funny business in that tent. But, pegs undone, slightly cut poles,
Okay.
or ropes soaked in anything flammable.
Make a perception check. Make an investigation check.
Not paranoid at all, ever. 6. Fine.
The Helvetians seem to have put this tent together with an expertise only known amongst the Blakeman family. The guy ropes are all done perfectly, set at angles to the fabric so as not to create any undue tension. All the poles seem to be well done, as far as you can see.
Where's Rastin when you need him?
Are we planning on resting here?
It'll all be fine, Reinhold. Don't bother yourself.
I-
Hell, bet if one was dead, why would they just slay us at the gates? Not of them.
I think you all need a rest. It looks like you've done some hard battle.
Certainly do need that. A bit of food first, though.
Yes. I would suggest just keeping an eye on watch when we are resting.
Well,
Rick,
I,
As you
I
want,
can
I'm going to
rest.
sleep.
I'm well rested. I've been here for quite a while now.
Okay.
But I
I
will
think
be
we
watching
should go
the
and
new
speak to the
members.
commander.
Agreed. Just to say thank you, if nothing else.
Ramos, would you come with me? You're better at speaking than I am.
Of course, can't I?
Anyone else is welcome as well, but rest if you need it.
I'm going to get a plate of food, tuck up, and put my feet up on the bench and tuck in and chill out.
I'll put a plate for each of you to one side, so you've got some food. I'll put them on the beds. And it's here for you when you get back. I'm going to start eating.
I'll
Thank you,
come
Anna.
with you, Drabos and Gartok, because I want to know what's going on. So
We need to keep them out of the forests until we know more.
We
Were
got
they
any?
going- They were going into the forest last time we saw them. They were cutting it down.
Where did that really weird dwarf go? Scaramir. Haven't we got anyone that can talk to the bloody trees?
Not heard of
Yeah,
him.
my powers. No.
I can't speak to trees, but I've got a pretty good relationship with nature.
What about, what was it, Lord of the Hunt? That asshat? A little bit further north? Wonder if he knows anything about that.
He was well to the north. He wasn't just a little bit further north.
But this infection might not just be here.
It's true.
Might be worth sending him a message. Hey, asshat! Remember me? You got any of these weird trees growing?
Yeah, I suggest you word it wisely.
Nah, he ain't gonna listen to us, is he? We got, there's gotta be someone else.
I actually have. I don't know if you guys know. Adding spells, right? Do you have to find a spell book to add the spell, or if it's in the list, you can add it?
Are you a wizard or another caster?
I'm a bard.
You can
I
add
know
it. Then.
about,
You
I
can
know
I can
about
add
bard, but wizards get 2 spells per level from their research they're going up. I don't know if it applies to the bard as well.
Yeah,
So every
you just
spell's got
get the
spells.
spell.
Yeah, you can add it, and then you've got to prepare it. So
Yeah,
the one
what?
you can use.
Or am I? Because obviously you go up, and
Yeah, you don't
You
don't
select the
have
spell.
to see them in game.
Okay,
You
that's
can,
all right
you
then.
can out of game research or whatever.
In that case, Enzo can raise his hand. He goes, given a bit of time, I could talk to plants.
Oh, Enzo, you're astounding me every day.
Well,
You pulled off
I
some
tried.
trickery in those woods.
I do not do well with plants. I do better with people. Oh. But I will need at least 8 hours to learn it.
That's the second time I've seen you take such a beating, Enzo. The first time was.
I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I just don't stay safe in the city. Oh no, wait, now I do, and I jingle my coin purse, which is full of coin. Now I remember why I do it. Ugh.
Datura, there's something I need to tell you about as well. We had a visit from Lawmaster Borrow,
Okay.
Yes.
which explains some of what you see up here. They are claiming everything south of the mountains for Mistas. They're building the wall, which you can see being built between the pass, and everything will come under the laws of Mistas from south of that.
They are expanding rapidly, which is good. But
Yeah.
it brings with them, they're bringing over another fleet. As far as I'm aware, another detachment.
Second detachment is being sent.
Do you know how
So,
long that's going to take?
well, it's
About a
more
week.
potential conflict of interest in the future, but at the moment it's very beneficial.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just being paranoid. You know how these things go. It's not the soldiers, it's the politicians you got to be wary about. But
I don't get involved with politics.
politics is another form of war.
We need to ally ourselves with a powerful magic using country from the mainland at some point.
Yes.
That is another matter for another day, though. Guard Doctor 2, shall we go?
Yeah, let's go find the commander. So his name was Quintus. I think that guy said.
Yes.
Commander Quintus.
Okay.
Go to that fancy looking tent.
You, the two of you head across the short walk over the hard-packed ground. The mountains loom up behind the walls of the tent, the fort. So you've got wooden walls all the way around the edges of the fort, and there's a walkway around the top, ladders going up to it. You can see that there is a scorpion ballista at the back of the fort, which has just been unpacked from a wagon and is not yet in place. And also there's the makings of a catapult, not yet fully assembled. In pieces, obviously has been built elsewhere, disassembled and now ready to be assembled. You cross this hard-packed earth, as I say, with the mountains sweeping grandly behind it over to the large tent. There are 2 Helvetian soldiers stood in front of the tent.
Greetings. I believe Adontis would have sent word that we wish to see Commander Quintus.
I think Quintus is expecting you, gentlemen. Dramos and Gartok must be.
That's right. And we also have our nicely hidden friend, Datura.
I don't know the name Datura as well. But, Datura, you look more like, well, a person, and I'd mean no offence. Dramos, Gartok, you stand out.
No offense.
Yeah, I probably look more normal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Since you last saw Dramos, he's now got 1 horn. The other horn's gone.
Don't worry, I got my 2 teeth gone as well, so...
Yeah.
Got the smile of a 6-year-old.
Oh shit! Yeah, we haven't talked about that, have we?
No,
Sorry.
I have a bit just covering my face, like a scarf anyway.
We're used to standing out, don't worry.
Commander Quintus is expecting you anyway. Go on in.
Step inside.
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Pull aside the fabric and step in. This tent building, hybrid, is grand indeed. It features the same straw mats that yours had placed across the floor strategically to cover the most space. But rugs have been placed along the central section, creating a thoroughfare leading up to a table in front with a chair behind, and several soft couches have been arranged in comfortable furnish. Drapes have been pulled halfway down the tent but are now open, and you can see that there are more living areas behind with what looks like a comfortable bed that you would see typically in a house, not inside a tent, all laid out in there. It's somewhat reminiscent of Marcus's tent in the centre of Mistasis, if you've ever been in there, and this is not of the same quality, but it looks like it's on the way being there. Sat on one of the couches is what you assume to be Quintus. He is wearing your typical commanding officer outfit for a Helvetian, albeit not in the armour. Next to him there is another gentleman who is wearing robes, and Benedicta from the Temple of a Lion Town.
I looked very shocked to see Benedicta.
Oh, Gartok.
Why are you out here, Benedicta? This is...
Quintus stands. Gentlemen, please accept our hospitality. Take a seat. Wine?
Yes, please.
He moves to the table and collects a goblet and pours some for you himself. There are no servants in here, just the 3 of them and the 3 of you. He hands the goblet to you.
Thank you.
Gartok, wine?
No, thank you.
And he turns to Datura. Wine?
No, thank you. I'm not taking anything from a stranger.
Possibly wise. But you're amongst friends here. Please, sit. And he sits himself back down on the couch. There's 3 of these couches arranged to form 3 sides, a small table set in front of you. The centre of the table has a few candles on, partially burnt, and a bowl containing some grapes.
How are they sat? Are they sat with Benedicta man in robes, Quintus? Or
Quintus is sat on his own on one of the couches. Each of the couches is big enough for 3 people. Benedicta and the man in robes are sat on another couch.
I would sit in the centre of the 3rd couch.
Okay.
We're here for a number of reasons, but I don't know how to say it. I'm not good at speaking. The woods are dangerous.
Yes. There's a lot that's dangerous up here. I was surprised to see the woods. Well, how could you not be surprised? It is perplexing indeed, says Benedicta.
We have seen them change over a very short period of time. I have ventured there many times myself, with various different people, Gartok, Datura, a couple which are with us today.
And what did you see in this wood? Says the man in robes.
Say that again, sorry.
What did you see in this wood when you ventured in it?
We have seen many things. There is a tower which is now ruin in the centre. There is another tower which is in the northwest. There is a cavern which is in the northeast. And there are many, many different types of creatures inside, but the woods have changed dramatically. It was never that alive.
Well, it's a hindrance to our plans, and certainly my orders, to have a potential enemy at our backs.
I would advise trying to venture there without aid.
The Helvetic
No
army
offense
has
to-
the resources to take that entire wood down if it comes to it.
You may have the resources to take a normal forest down.
Well, we have a lot of wall to build here, and there are plenty of trees.
How long do trees normally take to grow?
Well, the man in robes steps up. It depends, of course. Sometimes the gods can bless us to allow the trees grow swiftly. And is that what you think happened out there? Some blessing from the gods to create abnormal growth? No, I do not feel it was gods that grew the woods so. What do you think?
The woods need to stay. They need to be healed. I'm looking directly at Benedicta. There's something dark in there. I felt it before.
I would agree with Gartok. It is a cycle. All things are born, grow, wither and die, and then grow again. It is the immortality of our kind to reproduce and create new versions of ourselves, and the forests were created by the gods in order to provide us with what we need, but only if responsibly handled. Well, I would not wish to chop down the entire forest, only if it represented a significant threat to us. The forest can withstand a small amount of pruning, but not wholesale butchery. It is but a tree.
It is still alive as you or I.
My orders are to secure this pass, and those are orders I'm going to follow, but there are many concerns. Some woman roaming these hills with the power to dominate the weaker-minded, or those just unprepared for her. Even now my men speak of seeing a ghostly woman on the lower slopes of the mountain there. I can't have them worrying about phantoms in the forest, or whatever may be in the forest.
I would advise to trim the trees back to a comfortable position just off the road.
Well, those are the orders I've already given. We'll take down those trees that have newly grown and take it up to where it was before, and then we'll be running daily patrols. If it attempts to grow in that same way, seemed a far too planned way for my liking, then that wood will find axes. Forgive me, Gartok, but that's what must happen.
I'm aware that I have no authority here, but I would ask that you do not send your men into the woods. I intend to return back to town and speak with a number of my friends, and we will venture into those woods and find out what's going on.
You are correct, you do have no authority here. But many of the men have heard about things that you have done, and that earns respect. For the time being, my men will not venture into the forest. But we will not have it encroach further.
I understand.
If your men are to patrol around the sides of the woods, be aware of a nest about halfway along the north road, just above the north of the woods. There are ant there.
Ant? How interesting. Did you see many of these ant?
Killed a
They
few.
are not harming anything else at the moment.
And I'm curious, did you see any signs of religious remains while you were in the woods?
The tower in the centre seemed to be dedicated to at least one god.
Interesting. Well, for now at least.
To the south of the woods, if you venture to the south of the woods, I must warn you there are large reptile type creatures.
Dragons.
Some hunt in packs,
Not dragons.
some alone. These were not dragons.
Well, my duty here is not just to build this fort and this wall, it's to secure the area. I regularly send patrols out. I've sent scouts to the north through the pass. I've sent scouts to the east. And they're currently mapping the area where that pyramid is. And I've sent scouts to the west as well. Check on the security of the quarry. And I understand there is a building up on the coast. Yes, a sort of shrine to Imogen, I believe.
Trying to remember if Dramos has seen that one. Mazak has.
I will arrange another set of scouts to patrol the perimeter of the forest. We won't go in, don't worry, Gartok, but it is my duty to gather all information I can and report it back to town.
When did you send these scouts out?
This morning. I would expect them back by nightfall.
What orders did you give the men that went to the pyramid?
They were to map the outside area, not engage any enemies they'd seen, but take down notes of any numbers of any potential hostiles, not to go as far as entering the swamp itself.
If you would allow, I would be interested to see the report which comes back from that one.
I'll let you know once I see it. We are not. I know there is a perception that we are just a blunt tool, but the Helvetian army just doesn't engage in idle combat. When we fight, we go in force and planned.
I would expect no other way. We must thank you for your hospitality.
I envisioned that as a chicken leg. So,
Of course.
We're here to inspect the quarry of the people.
Well, my patrol was also passing there as well, so I will
If
let you
they're
know.
due back by nightfall again, I would be interested to see the reports if I would be permitted.
I'll let you know once I've seen it.
Thank you.
Now, I've made available a guest tent. I'm sure it's not as comfortable as you're used to in town, but I hope you'll be able to rest well and heal up some of those wounds. Cassius here will assist if there's anything that you can't deal with yourselves. Although I would imagine you have Corin back in that tent if my reading is correctly.
Quarry was unavailable. He is currently dealing with a few other items.
Your mic's a bit funny. I don't know if anyone else can hear that.
I didn't catch it.
Corim is currently back at his tower. He was unavailable to join us today.
Oh, I see. Well, good luck to you then.
We do have a few other healers with us. We have Reinhold, who is
Oh,
an
yes.
admiral cleric in his own right. We have Father Howell, who is new to the group, but he has shown his worth.
Well, I've heard of Reinhold. Many of the men have spoken to him, apparently. Those that have visited the tower, Reinhold gets right in with the men and is almost one of them, from what they say. The men have got a lot of affection for him. His father Hal, I've not heard of.
Follower of Imogen, I believe.
How interesting. Follower of Imogen. All the way out here.
He seems knowledgeable and adventurous.
I look forward to sitting and talking with him.
If you wish to join us in our tent, you would be more than welcome to join us,
Oh.
Cassius.
Pop by shortly.
Benedicta and Quintus, you're all more than welcome.
Well, it seems my work is never done. And chances for socializing must wait until I'm relieved. And I'm not sure, although I must say, at Gartok it was a relief for my eyes to lay upon you. It's been since you left town for your own quarters, your presence has been missed at the temple. I know you did not do much while you were there, but your Your presence in your room was keenly felt by many of us.
Thank you. I've been meaning to come to you about some matters which I think you can help me with in the future, but they can wait until we are back.
Of course.
However, if I could have a moment of your time in private
Well, of
while
course.
we're here, that would be great.
I will come and see you as soon as I am finished with the commander here.
Thank you. I feel it's something you will understand.
Okay. You can count on me, Gartok.
Well, nod respectfully.
She nods back. So, if you'll excuse us, we must finish our business.
Finished my goblet of wine, which I've just been sipping through the conversation. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And you. I hope that everything I've read is true. And it's what's inside that counts.
I'll turn and walk out at that point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do a gentle nod and follow.
Datura,
I'll leave last.
Gartok. Okay, you leave the tent and you can head back over the rest of the group.
Just as we're heading back, I'll look around and just quietly say to the others, why would Benedicta be up here?
If what I know of her to be true, and what I felt in the woods, there's a connection. I don't understand it. It hurts my mind to think about it. They are linked.
It is a puzzling conundrum. Still feel a calling sometimes. Not as powerful as it used to be, but anyway, I'll be interested to see those reports. I'll open the tent flap wide as I go in.
Okay.
Where is that chicken, Reinhold?
Oh, it's yours is on the bed.
Thank you. At that point, I'll be back in there in a short moment.
So, how did it go, Datura, Gartok?
Interesting.
It was strange. Benedicta is here.
Oh, wait. The Fae?
Yes.
The one that masks her appearance?
Yes.
Right. Interesting. I know I need to be more respectful about her around you, but you know, yes.
You say things as they are, and I respect that. And it is what she is. Like I am Goliath born, you know.
You do not hide it.
I do not possess the ability.
I possess the ability to look like you, but I choose not to. I'm interested. What is she? I'm even more interested now why she is close to this woods.
Well, you know of the Feywild.
Yes.
I felt a presence in those woods that is what I have been told is the Shadowfell.
Dangerous, incredibly powerful magics come from the Feywild, as you know, as you've probably been susceptible to them. But in this plane, on this scale,
And the Shadowfell is its Arguably, it's opposite.
Yes. Do you know why? I'm guessing if she's here, she's pretending. Well, not pretending, acting as an advisor. That's my only guess.
Perhaps.
To what end, though? That's interesting.
She's here because of what's in the woods.
Yes, but
If I could feel what I felt as a what's the phrasing, a lay person, a novice, if you will, and she will certainly know what lurks within.
the problem is whether she will tell someone what she knows or not. She's not part of. I know you trust her. I do not. Seems coincidental, but anyway, sorry, I'm going down my conspiracy streak. I've become less trusting as of recent.
Trust is earned, not given freely.
A lot has happened over the past few weeks. It's getting hard to trust anyone these days.
Couldn't agree more.
But anyway, we
She
are.
said she may be able to make herself available to speak with me in private about what I've felt. And I'll try and find out what she knows.
It's more seeing what her true feelings are, which is quite a skill. I would suggest not taking me, because she'll be on her guard. Maybe Father Howell, someone she hasn't met before, she might be a little more open to, but I have made my presence known to her. If there is any distrust or, let's just say, misgivings, she's going to be on guard if I'm there.
I understand.
But anyway. Right. I don't know if anyone's got anything else they'd rather do, but I'm full of chicken and tired.
I'm already asleep.
I would suggest we still keep watch and
Yes.
take it in turns.
I'll take first watch so you can all get rest.
Give us a nudge to Terra once you're done. I'll take second.
At that moment, the tent flap is pulled back, and this robed figure of Cassius ducks his head into the tent. Oh, I'm sorry, you're settling down to sleep. You can see Benedicta a short distance behind. We
It's
shall
fine.
come back later if your friends are sleeping.
Coming in, Cassius, and I will gently start waking Father. Well, when I say gently, how does thaumaturgy work? I will cause the ground under Father Howell's bed to gently shake, wobble to wake him.
He'll roll out of bed, distressed.
Father Howell, sorry to disturb you. Cassius is interested why a follower of Imogen would be venturing so far north.
Indeed,
Oh,
you
sorry,
are.
Cassius, Father Howell.
You are this Father Howell.
Yes, I am Father Howell, and you're Cassius.
Cassius, yes. I am a lowly priest assigned with assisting the soldiers with their faith within this compound.
Are you a worshipper of Imogen as well?
Oh, no. I just thought it interesting that such a soft religion would find its way this far north.
So I presume you're a worshipper of Darius then?
Oh, no. That would seem to be the stereotype. But no, I do not worship the war god, although I do see his benefits.
Who exactly is it that you follow then?
Well, I follow a god that is more gifting towards the daring.
Sardonyx.
Well, I believe that even in war there is luck, and sometimes good luck is with us, and misfortune can be with your enemies.
Absolutely. Could be a wet day and you're running up a hill in full plate. That's not good luck. That's not a good fight.
You would not catch me in full plate. I have every respect for my fellow soldiers, but my days of running uphill are behind me. You see, I don't have a slave anymore, Harriet, to bring me tea. I have to go and make my own.
Oh dear. You should make Ethan do it.
No, I want it drinkable.
Yeah, that's true. It's terrible. So, what would you like to know?
Well, in my experience, the priests of Imogen back home would be more interested in spending their times in bathhouses and, worshipping in other ways, rather than living it rough out here in the woods and mountains.
Those are all noble pursuits. I would say that those fellow priests of Imogen are doing a good job.
Personally, I think you're taking a major chance anytime you walk into any of those Imogen temples back home.
Well, there's always certain expectations of cleanliness, and we're equipped with the right skills for combating viruses and diseases.
Are you sure you're up to this?
Coming out here.
Yes.
I'm on a new fitness regime. This is part of it. I came to the new land, the new continent, in search of, I came in search of something different. And I found that. I made new friends, and I've enjoyed being there to help them.
Oh, okay, that's seems noble enough. If you wish to change your ways, the men are drilled on a regular basis. I could talk to Quintus, and you could run with them.
Well, I don't want to. I think that might be a bit far at the moment.
They do quite a number of physical activities. You could join them in the parade yard at dawn. They run a while and they crawl through some difficult terrain, lift their weight up on some of the trees.
I'm not sure. I'd rather think I might make a fool of myself.
So you're not trying to mock him. You can see the obvious size and condition.
Oh, no. I'm all about improvement, and if the father here wishes to improve himself, then there's only one way to do it, and usually it is through suffering.
Physically, yes, but the improvement doesn't just all come on the outside. There's lots of improvement to happen on the inside, and that usually doesn't come through that much suffering.
I see, I misunderstood. I thought you were physically looking to improve yourself.
Oh, I am on a fitness regime, yes. I'm cutting down how much I eat.
Ah, so you're just wishing to eat less rather than exercise more.
Well, I'm learning to do a little running as well, but I wouldn't be able to, lift my body weight.
Well, forgive me, but look around at this room. It is filled with what it looks like quite lean and fit for fighting people. Are you sure you can match their pace?
I can run quite fast if I'm needed to, but it's more of like 100-yard dash rather than my stamina's not, in this area my stamina's not that great.
I understand. Well, look, I did not mean to make you feel bad in any way. He looks at Reinhold, and if it came across in that way, it is not what I intended.
You have missed what you've made the mistake that I did when I first met my father Howell. I thought I met him in a barn, but I seen him in combat under level-headedness. He has not run away. He stayed and healed. So his mind is there.
Friends need aid. I feel.
His exterior is flabby and wobbly, but inside he is made of steel.
I understand. I have received some slight mockery myself for accompanying the Legion and not being a Darius worshipper.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the other religions. There's only one religion that should be feared and abolished, and that's his fate.
Oh, that one, yes.
There is... I know there's some negative connotations towards your religion for gambling, but...
Everything is a gamble, my friend.
But there is also to Darius. There is everywhere I go through town and people look at me as a warmonger. It's not the Darius way. So, don't worry. We understand.
Of all the religions, I believe mine is the one that is best equipped to see that there are many ways to look at the same situation. And I know that people can worship your God in both a positive and a destructive way.
As any religion.
Well, this is a thought that those who follow sardonyx wear on their sleeve.
It's been a very lovely talk, Cassius.
Of course. Do you need me to lay my hands on and heal for any of the party?
I think some of us have been beaten up.
I do have a nasty wound on my back.
I think Gartok and Dramos in particular need healing, if I remember rightly.
Right. Well, Father, strip off your robe and let's see this wound.
Oh, you wouldn't happen to know quite an interesting spell called regeneration, would you? I'm thinking more for my horny friend over there, not pointing at Father Howell, at Dramos. He's quite precious to it.
It is not something I have access to.
You don't know if you don't ask.
Thank you for the thought, Reinhold.
I see. I see it in your eyes. You miss it. It's like if I lost my golden locks. Only thing is they grow back in a relative speed.
Well, I hope in a few years I will be lucky enough to learn spells of this power.
Thank you.
I don't.
Enzo. I believe Enzo also needs some healing. You're not worried about me.
Okay. So, come now, Father Howell, show me this wound.
I don't think I really need to strip off because there's actually a rather large cut in my robe.
But we don't want to heal it with any fabric in the flesh wound, do we?
I think it's clean.
If you're embarrassed, I can always get naked with you. It's fine. I'm not shy.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed.
I could take you to another tent, where, if you prefer, where no one could see.
Well, since you're offering, yes.
All right. Let me just just pop off for a moment with your friend. I'll bring him right back.
All right, I'll go with him.
So, leaving Benedicta behind, who waits for Gartok.
I'll approach her and sort of guide her to a corner of the tent.
She moves easily with your arm and then looks up at you.
I wanted to speak to you about what I felt in those woods. I'm sure it's why you're here.
It is.
You are, I know, one of the Fey peoples from the Feywild.
It's not something I normally like to talk about, but that's correct.
Having visited there, as you know, I felt connected to it. And when I came to these woods, I tried to reach out in my, forgive me, I do not know the right words, but my being, myself, and I felt something darker. And I think you've told me before, the Shadowfell. I felt it, and I felt the presence of a great stag who haunts me.
Yes. The ever-winding knot pulls tighter upon us. I thought never to be so close to my home again, but I feel it. I feel its pull. Your instincts are strong, Gartok, and to be trusted. I see in your end days you will be surrounded by green, championing it against the darkness. This stag. I know him, but I have not seen him in such a long time. To hear you talk of it is like a hand reaches inside my chest and squeezes my heart.
It is a great beast, though diseased, and it reeks of death and decay, pain.
It is a dark being from the Shadowfell. It is because the Feywild and the Shadowfell are so tightly pulled, so the weave has been pulled so tightly together. It takes the form of a more fey creature, but even its natural form cannot conceal its darkness. I feel if he was given chance, he would take the bear as well, to have its strength, as well as the stag's magic.
As long as I breathe, I intend to be a champion for the Great Bear, as you know.
I have seen much in my lifetime, Gartok, and things that I would rather forget. I still wish to help people, which is why I do what I do, but I would not want any of them to see me as I truly am. People are cruel and so quick to judge. I feel if any of them were to see me, I would be... We do not need to go into those details. Suffice it to say, you will have to stand against the stag at some point. He will feel your affinity for the bear and want your allegiance.
It'll be a cold day until that happens. I'll be dead and buried if that were to happen.
Your strength is difficult to measure, Gartok. As a younger being, I felt strong, not in your way, but strong. And I was shown there is always someone stronger.
I know this to be true. But I have found comfort in friends, allies. I know now I can't fell the mightiest of beasts alone. I need help, and I have grown wise enough to accept that.
It seems your wisdom has grown since you first walked through my door.
It has, but it is good that you are here, because I seek your wisdom. What should we do with the woods? What was your plan in coming here? How can I help you?
I needed to learn of them myself. I do not know unless I venture in. I feel the weave is tight on that place. You should learn all you could about that. And when you are done, go north, find a larger woods, and travel to its heart. Speak to the Bear King and tell him that I sent you. He will grant you audience then. He owes me.
I understand.
He is not a reasonable man, Gartok. But he might help you.
It's a long journey, I understand. I will gather the strongest of my friends.
Friends are important. Mine are all gone. No matter what you do, Gartok, when you die, you go alone. And I am not sure what will be waiting for you when your time comes.
If what I am told is true, I have already died. It was turned to dust. I was brought back.
What did you see when you died?
I saw what my friends would call reapers. But they are not of Gar, they are of fate. I saw a being that I can only assume is fate, or his presence there. He tried to claim me, I think. But my friends brought me back.
Gartok, give me your hand.
Without hesitation, I'll just hold it out.
Her small hand rests on your palm, and you feel a tug in your mind. Can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
$21.
Ooh.
That's great for me.
cannot see. I cannot see. I may not be strong enough. But I worry for you, Kartok. Did you tell him no?
Of course.
What did he say when you said no?
I don't truly remember.
You don't remember?
But I will sit and I will think and I will try and remember.
This fate is not my enemy. Maybe in a religious sense, but not necessarily me. I feel I must go. You should speak to someone, Gardok. Someone more powerful than me. You need to see what happened. I do not remember is not the right answer.
I'm sure the memory is there, but I face so many things and I get so angry. Memories fade and they come and they fade again.
I'm sorry, Gardok, I have to go.
I understand.
I wish you fortune.
Be safe. I will come find you in town when we are done here.
As you wish. And she steps a couple of steps away from you and hurriedly leaves the tent.
I'll just sit down and just try and concentrate and remember. But
Is this happening inside the tent with all of us? Okay.
I imagine it was like, because you guys all had the beds and what have you, and Cassius and that. I would have pulled her to the whichever was the quietest corner of them all and did it over there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking in quite hushed tones.
If you want to overhear, if you want to sort of eavesdrop on it, I will take a perception check for how much you heard.
I would have been listening purely because of Benedicta,
Sure.
of being there, but not interrupting.
Yeah, I know you hate her guts. It's fine.
Not hate her. She's lying to me. There's a difference.
You caught
18.
you caught the gist of that conversation with an 18.
Okay. I'll just acknowledge it, but not say anything.
So Cassius takes Father Howell away to another tent, and he cleans your wound out properly and then heals it. You have to walk back to your main tent. You pass another tent that's been built. It's got an open front, and a lengthy bench has been built across the centre of it with several holes cut in it, and a number of soldiers sat on this plank.
A crapping tent.
It is a crapping tent. They are all having
Yep.
a chat while they communally void themselves.
The sticks with sponges on, I hope.
Sticks with sponges on, yes.
Their bowels are all in sync. If anyone is hurt or damaged and would like to take a moment to sit in a circle, I can. Well, we don't know that cleric, but I'm sure some of you can trust me more than others. If you wish to have some healing, please sit down.
How much
Bring over my
healing
bits
do
of food and
I'm-
sit in part of a circle.
they get from the guy, Dad?
How much healing does the other cleric give, Father Hal?
12 points.
Oh, okay.
Puts me on 2/3.
Right. If
Less
everyone,
one.
It's a 10-minute ritual cast, so as long as Black Dragon doesn't go overhead.
I'm you'll know I'm injured, but I'm sleeping. Just to let you know, I've been sleeping through all of this.
Yeah, you took a shit kick. I'll give you a poke.
Enzo's fast
Ooh.
asleep too.
I'd give you
Need
both.
to wake.
I'd be aware that you'd need healing, so I'd give you like, hey, come on, it's we're just having a quick prayer to sort those wounds out.
Can you not do it while I sleep in?
Well, Darius demands your attention. If you want to be healed, get the fuck out of bed.
Fine.
Well, I think I'll go down and hold hands whilst doing a nodding doggy.
Yeah. Whoever I'm sat next to, I'm gonna go like that on their shoulder and just.
Okay. So
You're not allowed to drown us.
whoever
won't be
wants to
proud
be in the prayer bongo circle, smoke a bit of weed, is gonna get 21 healing.
Nice.
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 How many people can join you?
If you came in time, yeah. You can-
I always come in time.
Yeah, you always come in time. It's Father Hell. What are we talking about?
With that
I'm
done, I'm
gonna-
going back to bed.
I'm gonna pick up some food now because I was sleeping. So
Yeah, I think I feel quite invigorated by that. I'm going to grab some food as well and chill out.
I'm gonna get a bit of meat and then a bit of protein and then a few vegetables and then a little bit more meat and a little bit more protein. Wait, that's the same thing. And then I'll go back to I'll have some carbohydrate and then once I've made sure I'm really balanced,
Okay.
then I'll go to bed.
So you're eating excessively, but in a balanced way. I like it.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Too much of everything rather than one thing, yeah?
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm going to send Gremlin out just to kind of park his ass outside the tent and just let me know if anything. He's just going to be sat quite obvious outside the tent. He's not going to be stealthing. He's just going to park his bum, be like an Egyptian cat, and just look.
So ugly.
Alright. Okay. So is the plan to take a long rest here?
Oh, yes.
So,
Datura really needs it.
I really need a long rest.
you know, there's a long walk here.
Within
I
the
will,
safety of the Helvetian camp, you may take a long rest, uninterrupted.
Yeah.
You have been waylaid by monsters and must defend yourself.
Yeah. That's why I did the prayer healing. Page is unresponsive. D&D Beyond just done.
That's exactly what happened to me. Oh no, I think D&D Beyond is dying.
Right, I'll just manually.
I'm alright. But while everybody has problems, I'll be back.
Everybody simultaneously exports their character sheets. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
That's what we did last time, didn't we?
Is everyone using Google Chrome as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's fine.
Mine's fine too.
Mine's spinning.
No, mine's dead.
Yeah, mine died. Hang on, let me reset the
Page
page.
unresponsive. Exit page.
Yeah. It says 200,000 D&D players simultaneously click refresh.
Yeah, it's not helping, is it?
Perhaps we're all taking a long rest. Perhaps we're all synchronizing long rests. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like
Cast
every
your
time
touch.
every time I click long rest, it crashes.
I've just manually taken them off,
Yeah.
refreshed it. It seems to be working now.
I'll do
Just-
it like that.
Refreshed your healing and
Yeah,
spells.
pretty weird actually. Yeah, it's not responding to any long rest at all for me.
Yeah, it must be broken. I'll do it manually.
Yeah.
Long rests are no longer part of the game.
I'm gonna just kill Chrome. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be on Discord, but not on Chrome.
Alrighty. So, assuming we have a long rest, assuming D&D Beyond lets us have it, morning will come. I say morning will come. By the time you've had your long rest, it will actually be the early hours of the morning. So,
That'd be crack of dawn, really would be.
yeah. So really, you can take your time, take more than your 8 hours, presumably, until you get to the morning time. Unless you want to set off in the middle
Oh.
of the night.
We get a lion. Holy shit. We can have a 12-hour rest.
Well, we could set off just before the sun is rising.
I was going to suggest that we wake Father Howell up so he can go for an exercise session.
That's a good plan.
Promise isn't quite that cruel.
We'll have to get Enzo to say some words of inspiration. Watch Father Howell's panting around. Maybe sing a song to make him run faster.
I'm the physical embodiment of Father Howell. I do not want to be.
I don't think you're quite a physical embodiment of it. I think of Friar Tug. Yeah. I think
He's not Friar Tuck, though, is he?
You're
He's a grease.
you're too hairy on the top, Dan.
Oh yeah, get rid of that.
And way too young.
I'm imagining a sort of grease-ridden Friar Tuck, though. It's not even, it's
Yeah.
or just stains down the tunic, just.
But with a really, really hairy chest of the wrong color.
Right.
When
Do you have a little bald spot on top as well?
Yeah.
Would I be able to, in the watch time I had last night, change Gremlin's form into a hawk?
Yes.
Okay. I would like Gremlin to be a hawk, please.
All right. So, yes, you summon the new version of Gremlin. Its feathers are slick and matted close to the body. It looks quite scrawny as hawks go.
Oh, I know. I know you prefer 4 legs than 2, but George was stout and going home, so we might need you today.
could I have headed over to Quintus's tent, or waited for reports?
All right. Quintus will allow you to see the report from the pyramid, where they have said that the site is clear. There is no sign of any movement near it, obvious signs of digging. And they've drawn a plan which looks quite accurate from what you remember of it, of the excavated top of the pyramid.
And the quarry?
Well, this one is an issue. My team are not back from the quarry.
How many men did you send?
11 men. They were going to the quarry, and then they were going to that Imogen temple on the coast. Now, this would not be totally unusual. They may have felt need to camp. However, I'm inclined to send another group just to check on them. Make sure no one's too badly injured if they ran into a bear or something.
Were they carrying anything which, apart from the normal iconography which you wear, would they be carrying anything which would identify them?
They were dressed proudly as Helvetians. You could not miss them. Their
Save
armor.
your men. We shall. Save your men. We shall head to the quarry, and if we do not find anything there, we will head on to the temple.
Thank you. I appreciate that. They were lighter armor than the men you see here. All the soldiers you've seen in this are wearing plate armor, the segmented, layered armor. The scout parties go in leather. So, and they had horses, 1 commander, and 10 men.
We shall report back what we find, Quintus.
Gratitude.
nod and leave.
Right.
I would have early in the morning as well. I would have asked around about Benedicta, see if she's still here.
No one has seen Benedicta this morning.
I won't make a fuss about it. I would just kind of asked around and.
No, I haven't. The lady priest who came from town, I haven't seen her. No, not since last night.
Very well. Thank you.
When I get back to the tent, I'll relay back to the others about the missing party, and that we may be heading off to a temple further along the north end of the woods.
So the party that was sent to the quarry is missing to the quarry that we're going to. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's a red flag.
As I said at the beginning, we had reports of things not quite being right, but we did not have much detail.
When did the troops get dispatched? How long are we missing? How many of them?
Yesterday morning. One commander, 10 men.
That's more than us.
The Helvetians, I'll be saying this in a really low, quiet voice. The Helvetians are strong and maneuverable. Still don't think they would be able to hold up against some of the things we have seen.
They are fantastic warriors, but they are just unwilling to learn certain magic arts. It makes them weak to certain foe. There's only so much you can do with a sword.
We must make haste.
Perhaps you should
Keep our eyes
approach with
peeled.
caution, though.
Dramos, I know since we've been adventuring together, you've taken quite a few hits sometimes. If we think we're about to go into a fight, just give me a nudge and I can cast something on you that'll at least give you a chance to retaliate. It's I think it's been cast on you before, a death ward. So if you think we're going in the thick of it, I know you're one of our biggest hitters. There's no use in you if you're being chewed again.
I'll protect myself to some extent as well as I touch my chest and cast Mage Armor.
Putting your AC up to
A wonderful
4.
15.
It's not bad actually, 15.
to quote
Every
Darren,
month.
it's still shit.
With a +9 to hit, or whatever we're facing.
Thank you, Reinhold.
Of course.
Yes, Duke, you're right. We may need a stealthy approach.
Good job we've got a rogue along, eh?
Thank the heavens the tour is here. That was fortune. Should I,
We could make an air approach.
It would be
He
faster.
says catching mage armor. Fear nothing.
And land on the far side, maybe, rather than approach from the front. But I do not know what to expect at all.
You know what the lay of the land is like around this quarry of yours?
There is a small tight entrance. There is a cavern in the far north-east corner. And then it is just a working quarry.
We approach from the back. We have some height advantage and look down at what's going on.
I do not know of a path at the back.
Well, if you're flying or whatever you said, or surely we can go anywhere.
It would cost some of my power, but it may be a slightly better approach.
Sorry, I thought you could, I don't know, had some item or something we could fly with.
Unfortunately, I did not bring that. We did not think ahead.
Let's just take the path on the ground. Find these missing scouts.
Yes.
They may have ran into something before even reaching the quarry.
I've absolutely not just prepared to animate dead.
That is. Oh, sorry, Duke.
I would say, as we approach, when we're nearish to the quarry, I want to search around for any tracks of these Helvetian soldiers. I imagine they would have left quite a trail before them. But other than that, I'm going to carry on going with the group. I'll explain. We'll have a look for some tracks on the way there. See if we can work out what's happened to these Helvetians. Probably got lost.
All right, you heading off then?
Yep.
Your party sets off from the Helvetian fort, closing the gates behind you. You head west and travel for some time, following the base of the mountains, looking at the hills to your north, rising up in sharp contrast to the mountains behind them. The climb looks steep and severe on this part. You can see the mountains are not so severe the further west you go. And it looks like there's paths and valleyways up there. You travel for some time and then see what looks like an opening to the north across a long open stone plain. This opening to the north leading to the quarry has got quite a narrow entrance, a bottleneck for sure. Can you make a survival check if you're looking for tracks?
So I'll see if D&D Beyond is responding or not. Bear with me.
It's not been too
Rolling.
bad.
I mean,
Yeah. 17.
16 for me.
Oh, sorry. I rolled stealth.
I was going to say.
I'll re-roll survival, which is just next to stealth. I get a 19.
All right.
Upgrade.
So both Gartok and Duke, you find signs of horse tracks that you think would have been yesterday, and they certainly seem to be heading towards the quarry.
Around about 11 horses, maybe, or sort of map group of Helvetians.
10-ish. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it sounds
I'm
right.
not saying it exact, but it's just it matches the information we have. Yeah. They came this way on horses about yesterday.
Did we get a name of the sergeant? Whoever's in charge?
I think he was Mr. Where the fuck are we?
Yeah, sounds about right, doesn't it?
On that topic, Mr. Janos. Sorry. I am.
1 second, I'm just going to go to Dante.
Oh,
Sorry.
was anyone else? No. No one else is there. Let's wait. Carry on.
Jamos is just blue screened at the moment in front of you.
He doesn't care.
Everybody should walk away now, so when he comes back, we're all gone.
Yeah.
He's like the extras off Viva la Diva or whatever with it.
Oh, yeah, people are dirty.
Yeah, even the dirt league. Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. I wanted you to ask Benedicta so bad about that bloody door in the Temple of Alive. I was like, let's finally find out what it is.
So I know a few more things that... Well, Gartok knows a few more things that I didn't say in that conversation as well, but it wasn't really the time or place.
I know, I was just kept on thinking, I just need to know what that door is. Oh,
And why she's like 4,000 years old.
yeah, also that.
Only one way to find out, Harriet. Just go through it.
I nearly, if I had the spell ready, I would have been tempted just to go, let's see what you really look like.
I hope she's not Mother.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I don't think I can cast a spell high enough without rolling something stupid.
Be back in 2 seconds.
The damn initiative.
Oh God, if it was Mother. Oh no. Oh.
And I guess that wisdom check, I must have. The one time I succeeded really well, it's probably the one time I didn't want to succeed.
I was about to say, like, the one time it's like your most best roll, 21, you know.
So I assume it was some sort of. Garthok doesn't know, but I assume that it was some sort of way to, read my mind or something,
Yeah, it would have been detect thoughts or, go into your mind a bit more. Might be a good thing, you don't know. She might have been biding her time, waiting to get to touch you.
Yeah.
Could have been. Don't know. Mass paranoia, Reinhold, conspiracy theorist. It's just red tape and lines going up to different photos of people, Morthel is secretly Darius, but, bear with me here, bear with me.
You're going to ask something.
Yes, sorry, you were saying about if we finish here, we don't find the Helvetians, that we might need to go on towards a temple of Imogen? Silma, sorry, Silma.
Yes.
Now, actually, saying this out loud, right? It just occurred to me that I wouldn't know what that is.
Whoops.
Alright.
Wrong character.
I know, but I didn't know it was to Silma. We thought it was a temple to Imogen. And that's why I just said Imogen out loud, and then I realised, oh no, it was Silma, and yeah. Because I thought Hal would know, and then I realised, yeah, I don't know. Never mind. If we get there, then I'll be like, oh, I've been here before.
Well, I'll explain where it is when you ask the question.
We have a group of friends of mine. We ventured north of the forest along that path once. There was a house. It didn't look very much like a temple, but then in the lower areas was some weird dungeon thing with these snake people and some dodgy artifacts.
Snake people?
Yes, they were some of them had snake arms and human bodies, and other people had snake heads and snake legs and also human bodies.
Is that a product of the Temple of Imogen? That sounds like some interesting crossbreeding.
Well, if I'm honest, I really got lucky because there were these two beautiful women, and they were trying to convince. Well, they wanted somebody to go inside, but they didn't want me. I was rather upset, and when somebody went in, they then tried to kill him. And they put him in a vat of lava. And we only just got in to save him in time. He doesn't look good now, I tell you.
As you do.
This was
we kind of
people.
Yes, we ended up running because there were lots of snake people and they did a lot of damage to us.
I just got this image of Grandma's with an ice cream now, sorry.
He likes it hot.
Yes, it's more just a burning torch which I'm looking at the moment. Eating the flames. So they're still alive?
Well, we took out a bunch of them. And I can't remember if we went back twice. I think we went back twice. And when we went back the second time, we explored further. But I think we still had to leave quite quickly because there was something else inside, I think.
Well, who's to say that something didn't occupy the space or there was higher ups to come back anyway, so it's more than likely active again.
Well, there were different sizes of snake people as well, like some kind of hierarchy going on. Oh, I remember now. I'm rather old, alright. My memory's coming back. The second time we went, they were clearing it out. They had obviously They'd been disturbed by the fact that we'd been there already.
Compromised.
Yes, they were trying to scavenge stuff, and we did see a couple of them, but they looked like they were on the run. I think that's what happened.
Hmm.
Were there any markings or any iconography which looked like a white lady?
There was quite a lot of markings, actually. There was this old engraving, and it had the 6 gods. It was very old. The 6 gods at the top, and then underneath that there was this like white face. And then below that there were 12 more symbols, and it was difficult to read because it had all been scratched up recently.
Well, the modern gods are a combination of some older ones. I knew that, but I didn't realise. So is that trying to say
I
all
think,
the gods are going to combine into one?
I thought it was like the 6 main gods, and then it looked like temperance to me. And then there were these 12 other symbols, which
They
I
had
didn't.
12 avatars.
The 12 avatars. I thought there weren't any avatars anymore.
They still around. They lie dormant or have been captured.
That's worrying. What on earth is an avatar of? Is it an avatar of each god?
2 avatars of each god, one representing each side of the coin.
That does not bode well for Darius. If Nadak has its own avatar, that's the most destructive side of Darius.
We have encountered some. I'll have a look around before I say anything else. There is one in town.
It's an avatar in town. Of which faith?
I tell you what, I think meeting an avatar of Paradox. Yeah. I think meeting an avatar of Imogen could only be a really good time.
No, it's.
I agree. I think it would be a great time.
You
It's.
imagine.
I fear for my own religion.
But yes, I mean, I would as well. If your god was split into 2 things, it'd probably be like death and fighting or something. But if it's like
One side.
Imogen, it'd be like, I don't know, like love and sex.
And art, and music, and
One.
all of it.
Well, I guess.
My understanding is one side is more ordered, the other side is complete and utter chaos.
I do remember writing down this little thing in my book, actually. Right after I mentioned that bit about the 12, I also wrote love and hate go hand in hand. But I don't know why I wrote that.
Might be a scrawling if this was the Temple of Imogen, of what you said it was, or a supposed Temple of Imogen.
I never thought it was a temple
One
of
side
Imogen.
would be one side would be all about love, fertility, the intensity. The other side would be the opposite, the destructive side, jealousy,
Yes.
hatred, grudges.
I think there's more to your god than just, forgive me, fucking in a temple.
Yes, it's
Thank you
like
for the
friendship.
information.
Yes.
Yes, if I,
Let's
Well.
to the temple, to the quarry.
Yes, that's, one problem at a time, eh?
There are many issues, and I'm sure if we do not find the remains, I mean the scouting party.
Remains was the right word, I think, Dramos.
I hope not.
Well, they certainly went this way, as me and Duke have had to work out. Let's continue.
Lead the way, Gartok.
Start heading that way.
All right, you strike out towards the quarry. Cross the wide open area of stone, moving through the narrow canyon which leads to the quarry itself. You can hear the sound before you see, as you move through this narrow canyon, of hammers beating on stone. And once you're through this narrow canyon, you see the area open up. And all around this area, there's scaffolds built up around the wide surrounding wall that goes all the way around here. And workers are working with chisel and hammer, with teams of them working large chisels into the stone to split it and force huge chunks down. You see up on one high wall, quite bravely, there is 3 workers, one holding a 5-foot tall chisel, while 2 other men beat the top of the chisel with hammers in sync. You watch for a small while, and as they work, they manage to create enough of a crack to cause a large section of stone to fall down. Only a short distance from where they stood, the stone falls down into the quarry, and then you can see, once it's fallen, other workers move forward to relocate the stone into piles, which are then sorted into smaller pieces and being loaded up into wagons. You can see some small buildings have been assembled towards the side of the one part of this canyon, and there are a cave entrance off to the right, and at the far end, Datura, in particular, you remember when you first saw the black dragon here. Yeah. Okay.
Can I send Gremlin up and just have a bit of a scout around and just say, do you see anything that isn't humanoid or a worker?
So, Gremlin flies around. Give me a perception check for Gremlin, please.
Okay, gets advantage because hawky stuff. 15.
15. Okay, so Gremlin flies around the perimeter of the canyon, seeing several of these workers. You can see that there's a fenced-off area, or Gremlin sees there's a fenced-off area near the huts at the far end, which have a number of horses in them. The horses have saddlery, which is reminiscent of that you saw in the Helvetian camp, and there's a couple of other horses here as well. No sign of any unusual races or creatures around.
Okay. Oh, there's nothing too exotic apart from prisoners or workers. I'm not too sure what it is here. I know Tenpenny was here.
It is a mixture of paid workers and those who are sent to redeem themselves.
Honest
Will
job, though.
Will everything seems to be fine?
Why would the horses still be here then?
What horses?
There's horses down towards the bottom there.
Are they Helvetian horses?
They are. Well,
Oh.
saddles at least. Mixture with some other ones.
Well, let's go ask.
Are they,
Would I
are they,
know?
Enzo's
Go on,
gonna
sorry.
walk down.
I was just going to say, would I know which office is the manager's office?
So there's a smaller building which you would guess to be it. A larger one you think is more of accommodation.
Is Dramos about to go Karen?
I would
I'd
just
like to
head
speak to your man.
straight to manager's office. Wouldn't even speak to anybody. I'd just head straight there.
Okay.
can I have a look at the workers? Is there anything unusual about them? Do they have any? Do they look like normal beings?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I'll try and roll the right thing this time. 13.
As far as you can see, yes, they look like an assembly of mostly humans. There's a couple of dwarves mixed in there, but nothing really jumps out of you as unusual. You would say that they are The work is making them physically fit. No one here is scrawny. Wouldn't say anyone is being underfed or anything like that.
Father Howell, I think I found your exercise regime. You should come and do some work here.
Mining the quarry.
Well,
I think you may be being a little bit racist.
Why?
Well, you know, Chevalians have a reputation for mining.
No, it was just the fact that you said you wanted to exercise and be a bit fitter. And look at all the people around us. They're all fit.
What's
Yeah,
the problem?
quite fit, yes. You're also very sweaty.
Well, that's something you both share in common.
They're practically glistening in the light.
Your sweat's more, a byproduct.
Well, maybe my natural heritage would make me good at mining.
You should embrace your culture, shouldn't you?
Well, I certainly embrace some parts of it.
Of the eating.
Yes.
So Dramos, you get up to the what you take to be the manager's cabin.
Yeah, I'll just open the door and go straight in.
You go straight in. So there's a man behind the desk. He's wearing a brown leather apron, and it's a desk. It's a table more than anything. He's got a paper and quill out, and several other papers scattered around. There is a statue in the corner, and he looks up. Dramos, right?
Greetings.
I'm so glad you're here. Have you brought the Harbinger?
She's on other business today.
We're probably. You don't really know me. I'm Ruard. You'd be expected to speak to Gary.
And where is Gary?
Perhaps. Look, I was about to write out a letter. Say, just sit down. Sit down. I'll explain everything. It's probably best if you sit down. Long trip.
I'll remain standing, thank you.
Water.
I'm okay, thank you.
Are we all in the room? Could I be in the room?
Well, Dramos strutted off ahead of everybody else.
Okay.
It was up to you if you were to follow him, but you'd be a little bit behind him in any case.
More for protection.
Let's follow her probably a few minutes later if he just went straight down.
All right. Well, Dramos had gone in and through the open door, so you could see him go off and presume the group follow a short distance behind. So part way for this conversation. Okay. Where to begin? Where to begin? We've had some issues.
What issues?
Well, first of all, let me just say, there's just no talking to the Helvetians. They once they get an idea in their head, you just can't say no. So that was not my fault at all.
What was not your fault?
Well, you see, what happened is once what happened to Gary had happened, everyone was a little bit on edge, and I said, "Don't worry, I'm going to take her in." The Helvetian patrol turned up, and they said they would take care of everything. They just couldn't wait.
Right, stop. Take a breath. Start at the beginning.
Okay.
What happened to Gary?
He points over at the statue in the corner.
I look at it.
Now you look at it, it does bear a striking resemblance to the manager.
Ah. And did you see what caused this?
I didn't see what caused it, no. As you know, we were trying to use some of the caves there as accommodation for some of the more down-to-earth workers that town have been sending us. But there was some issues, So we built a larger accommodation there. But Reward was sure that... not Reward, that's me. Gary was sure that those caves were going to be fine. He said he'd found some tracks in there. And it was a mine of sorts for possibly iron. Anyway, he went in to have a look and didn't come back. And then I sent in a couple of the guys and they pulled out this statue on a wagon. I told the Helvetians, and they were convinced there was one of those snake-haired ladies in there. And apparently it was right up their alley, so they were desperate to go in. They took a bunch of mirrors and all sorts. They said this woman could turn them to stone. I did try telling them that some of the other prisoners had talked about seeing a big worm.
A big worm.
I said prisoners, I meant workers. I'm not really qualified to do this.
You were doing a fine job, Reward.
Oh, do you think so?
From the how long did Gary? How long ago did this happen?
With Gary, that was like 3 days ago.
And this worm, when was that last first seen?
The worm was seen. Well, maybe a month ago. It was seen, but we cleared out of there. We've not seen anything since.
Where did the worm come from?
It burst out of one of the walls, made a huge tunnel.
Did we see a sign of a hole when we came in?
No.
Which wall and?
Oh, it was in the mine area where we'd got some cots set up for the prisoner, the the workers.
In the cavern.
In the cavern, yeah.
And have any other men or workers gone missing?
Oh no, I mean, I think when the worm thing originally happened, Gary was very careful about taking everyone. He takes health and safety very, very seriously. So he got everybody cleared out. But he said it had been a long time since the worm had been seen, and we couldn't pass up an opportunity to make some coin. Because he said the temple was doing so badly, and if he could send some iron back, then maybe things would go better there.
He has some good ideas, but with the creatures and everything which we have seen this far north, precautions are always needed.
Well, he gestures to the statue again. Obviously, we know that now.
Have you seen any sign of any of the Helvetians since they went in?
No. They went in there late afternoon yesterday. And I've not heard anything since. There was a brief tremor in the night.
And when was the last time a tremor happened?
Maybe about the time the worm was seen.
You say you do not feel up to the job.
I'm not. I'm really more about the, putting numbers in columns rather than anything else. I can do I'm all right with breaking stone myself, but I'm a bit worried. Look, I've heard, and I'm putting everything on the table here. The word amongst some of the men, particularly this one lady we've got here, said that if I messed up, the Harbinger's likely to kill me. Apparently she has everyone who fails her killed. And I've never met her, but I'll be honest. I'm petrified.
I can assure you, Ruart, that the Harbinger would not kill you for not doing a job you're not qualified for.
Who would she have do it?
She would not order it or ask of it. She is all about giving people chances.
Oh, those bloody prisoners.
She has a fearsome reputation, one which is misplaced.
They're always poking at me, those prisoners, just because I'm not
Just because you are not.
because I'm not like them. Because I didn't get forced to go here for stealing or, because I'm not a criminal. So they're always making fun of me. Ruard. Oh, he's so weak. Oh, look at the little girly man. No. I've tried going out there and breaking rocks with them, and I just can't make any headway. It was all right when Gary was here, but it just got worse.
Do you not feel that you'd be able to step into Gary's shoes?
Well, if I could just find a way to get the men to respect me. Do you think if I punished one in front of the others, it would send the right message?
I feel that would have the opposite effect. Confidence.
Right. Confidence. Perhaps if I had less of a worm problem.
You have stepped into some good shoes. Gary, his reports were well written. He seemed to command the respect of the men. Just because you're not able to do the job they are doing does not mean you cannot lead. Reassurance. They must be scared if there is such creatures which can turn men into stone and seem to take on 11 Helvetians. There were 11, right?
There was 11, yes. 10, and there was a female commander.
Did you catch her name?
Valeria.
Valeria. So, the fear you feel in your heart, the fear you feel in your stomach, telling me about Gary and what you have witnessed here, the same will be coursing through their veins. You must do what you can to alleviate that fear. Tell them that you have written and asked for me to come, and that I arrived at your word to investigate the matter, and we will do what we can.
Alright. Okay, I can do that.
It is a start.
I'll get them together and I'll tell them that you're going to fix the problem.
Organize soft watch on the cavern. All through the day and night. Just as an assurance to them.
Okay. I will. I'll work out what I'm going to say to them. I'll write something down.
You've got this, Ruard.
He pulls around a piece of parchment and starts writing afresh. And you can see he's trying to prepare some sort of speech to talk to the men with. By this time, the rest of the party arrives at the door.
I'll turn around and kind of look at the statue. The Helvetians are here.
Okay.
We need to protect ourselves against at least a worm.
Purple.
How big?
How big?
Big worm.
Is
Okay. Tell me when to stop.
it? No, if it's
I don't
anything
think
like the
your
one,
arms will be wide enough.
it's
Bloody hell.
20 times the size of us. If it's anything like the other one.
What?
Is it a worm with an O or a Y?
That's actually a
You, I
good
think.
point.
Now in this party, the worm appears. Excuse me, how are you spelling that?
Yeah.
It is not one that flew here, Duke.
Right. I've already had dealings with something like that. Rather not repeat.
And we are dealing with at least one creature which can turn you into stone.
I was about to say who was your stone cutter, because I wouldn't mind getting one cut myself, but if that's the result of a creature...
Okay, I'm going back to Mistas now. Have fun, everybody.
Oh, wet
Will be
fish.
fine in zone.
Can anyone stop petrification here?
If my understanding is right, it would be greater restoration. It should be Corim, not myself. I'm on the cusp of learning such a spell. But
Then. In that case, I'm going back to Mistas. Because we have no idea. If someone gets caught by great, you are screwed. And I have
we have
nothing
just
to do.
spoken to a cleric of Peridot, not Peridot,
Sodonyx.
Sodonyx. He might know the spell.
Might. I'm not going to kill myself for a quarry.
What are you going to kill yourself for?
Nothing. I like myself. I like living. I don't want to sacrifice myself for anybody.
Well,
What about your ship? Will you die for your ship?
That's true. I would die for my sheep.
You see.
perspective?
Okay, one thing.
One thing.
This is one of my business ventures in zone.
But is there actually a problem? Because the work's going on.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Work seems to be going on. The only problem is some Helvetians have disappeared.
Which is not really a problem, is it? Come on.
Not really. I mean, they've got plenty of them.
So
In fact, we've got 10 horses. 11 horses.
Duke, that is... I like where you're going.
You're thinking in the short term. What about Dramus's business, the Harbinger's business?
Business goes on. Is it stopped
Fine.
or?
it is suffering.
Well, in that case, I suggest you go back to Miss Haas and get the Harbinger and some of her strong friends and come back and deal with it. Someone with Gorim, hopefully, who can prevent someone from turning to stone.
He can restore once someone has turned into stone, not prevent.
Well, okay. Restore once they've turned to stone. It's better than nothing. Which is what we have right now. And please correct me if I'm wrong.
I think you're, what's the word? What's the right word? A bit of a self-interested quitter.
Self-interested, I think, is the better one, yeah.
You're much more useful than you... What's the word? Give yourself. You would be a real credit to this party. I would hate to see you leave.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. I truly do. It is very nice of you to say so. But I have no intention of dying here today. If Corim was with us, then I might have been a little bit more encouraging to going.
Gartok, how many times have you charged into the face of death? I've lost count now, surely.
It feels like a near daily occurrence.
Gatok, how many times have you died?
I'll just like, stare at you intently.
What? What is the
Come with
problem with the
us.
quarry anyway? You got people working. You said it's not doing stuff. What's the problem?
The long game.
The Helvetians are here to help safeguard the lands. Anything we can do to help them will keep the tide, shall we say.
No, I get that, but the Helvetians have gone in, probably been turned to stone. Not a lot we can do. Corin's not here. So, but what you said you wanted to fix the quarry. What's wrong with the quarry?
The quarry is
Is this
the more troubles
creature?
we have with the quarry, the less stone there is for the town. The
More
less
what, sorry?
stone there is, the more trouble we have at the quarry, the
But
less
there's no
stone there
trouble.
is for the town.
Yeah,
There is.
but people are working.
It's underperforming.
The
Fast,
people are working in fear. They feel like you, Enzo. They are worried for their lives. They are worried for their
Bit easy.
families.
A lot of these people.
And we are
look-
here.
Why don't you just board up wherever this creature is that turns things to stone?
Good point.
One,
Is
we
it
do not know
underground?
where they are. And two, there is potentially more profitable gains to be found in the caverns.
Oh, I see.
I have one idea. Round up everybody you don't like, march them in to where the creature turns to stone. You've got more stone. I mean, isn't that what a quarry
Dude,
does?
that is, even for me, Duke, that is like a whole new level of. I mean, you would have
There
a
would
good
be-
like statue selling business, but even still,
You
Uh,
you imagine
Drama.
the commission pieces.
Dramos, in the people here, there might be capable fighters. It might be worth seeing if anyone we could potentially put a good word in to shorten the sentence to assist us. I don't know if that's something you'll be interested in.
what send cannon fodder in? Suppose.
That's not what I was thinking, but
Essentially what you're saying.
It is a
no,
good thought.
something to consider.
Ruard is going to gather the workers shortly, so we can
Ruard has rung a bell towards the side of the cabin. You can see several of the workers are coming to where he stood on a small platform next to the hut. So he's just waiting for them to come down while you're having this conversation.
I'll stand and wait.
All right. So he stands up and
We've got the cart fixed, haven't we? We've got the cart with the still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
men! He shouts out to the group that are assembled.
I'll cast thaumaturgy on him.
Okay, his voice booms out. Somewhere from the back of the crowd, someone shouts, "Wanker!" I know you're worried, men. I know you're worried, and that's we need to stop words like that. You know, we talked and got a more positive environment for everyone. And he looks nervously over towards Dramos. But I'm taking this situation seriously, and I've sent a letter off to the Harbinger, and she has sent her top man here, Dramos, the demon, Dramos, and a bunch of. What's the right word for you? Are you mercenaries or?
I'll step onto the platform.
Dramos!
We have heard rumours of worms and creatures that turn you into stone. Is this right?
Yeah, I saw the worm.
What type of worm?
It was bigger than your cart.
And what colour was it?
Sort of a bluish, purpley colour. It was dark though. Came out of the wall.
Are there capable fighters among you?
Well, yeah, but willing. I mean, half of us aren't even prepared to dig at the moment. Not.
Would you be willing to fight for freedom?
What exactly does that involve? I'm not.
Are you willing to carry on working? I'll shout to the person who said I'm not.
Well, I mean, I'm probably employed here, but it's just not safe.
Pack your things, head home.
What, you're firing me?
If you're not willing to work,
You hear that, lads? Because I'm not prepared to.
because you're not prepared to work, we will do what we can to ensure your safety. The reports have only just reached us back at Miss Tass. It takes a while for some of the reports to come through.
I'll get my stuff.
Are you
then.
willing to work?
Well, yeah, if it's safe.
How many have been killed?
Well, are we counting Gary?
Well, he's not killed, is he?
Is he not?
No.
Good news, everyone! Gary is not dead.
That was Gary who was the stone statue, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
He's in one
We
piece.
respect that. He's not dead, so how many have died? That's none, yes?
Well, no, we did lose a few people,
How many?
like 6.
Were they workers or were they the enforced labour?
5 rehabilitation and 1 worker.
So that's one person, really, isn't it? Because the other 5 probably ran off.
Oh, hang on, you. No. There's dissent amongst the crowds growing now.
Yeah.
You go and Duke, you're doing great.
I think we've got this.
We are asking for if any of the rehabilitated wishes to join us, and for us, Dramos, to put in a good word with Lawmaster Borrow for maybe a reduced sentence, so you can go on and live your life. It is your choice. You do not have to.
But they've got to work, though, haven't they? They can either work under threat, or their perceived threat, or they can come and sort the problem out.
A larger man from the back steps forward. And if I come down there and fight, I can go free after.
That's not what we're saying.
What?
You could.
What are you saying then? I'll come down there and risk my life, and then I might go free.
There is no. I shall put it this way: there is no guarantee that you will return. If you go missing or die,
Any Sardonyx followers, should I say? Maybe for a gamble, they could potentially get their life back. Or you can stay here and rot.
I'll
send a
go.
message to
I'll go, but I want a cut.
a cut of what?
Anything we find.
Are you employed or are you rehabilitation?
Well, I mean, I stabbed someone. Maybe it was his fault, though. I don't think I'm here justly.
The
Can I
same
whisper
offer
to
would apply.
Dramos? Whisper to Dramos. You couldn't trust any of these to back us up down there. You know that, don't you? They'll as soon stab you in the back and do a runner as fight for us.
It's your call, Dramos. We don't need to take any of them, but I think more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned.
The same offer would apply. I cannot guarantee that there will be anything to take.
Huh.
But again, you could go missing or die.
But you will have a letter going to Lawmaster Borrow with notable signatures saying that you should be maybe set for release earlier than expected. Not immediate, but a portion of your sentence reduced.
But if there is something, do I get a cut of it?
I will give you 10 gold if you come along. How about that?
Nah. Cut of what we find. I mean, if, for example, there were some gems down there, would I get like a equal share for risking my life?
Your life obviously isn't worth that much to yourself, is it?
I'll take the 10 gold.
Is that the big one?
Yeah.
All right. I'll get 10 gold out and put it on my floor next to me foot.
He's going to take the 10 gold and run.
That's fine. We can kill him if he runs.
He comes forward and picks up the 10 gold and bounces it in his hand.
You're a man of faith.
Not really. If there was a god on my side, wouldn't be here.
May Darius praise you for today, for you have joined his legion.
Yeah, whatever.
I like that guy.
The second
there any
we turn our
others?
back, he's gonna...
Didn't we overhear the part about Harbinger killing everybody?
Really?
I will take a short sword and just put it to one side and go, this is yours at the time when it's right. Can you use this?
Yeah, I've seen one before. I know where it goes. He looks over at Rewad. And then back to you.
Oh, what are you in here for? Oh, why were you sent here, just out of curiosity?
I got into a bit of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a misunderstanding.
Yeah. And the end result was?
I got sent here.
Uh-huh, and what happened to the person you had the misunderstanding with?
You could ask him.
And where is he?
Well, he's probably in the cemetery.
Uh-huh, so. What was the misunderstanding about?
Well, I said he was cheating at dice, and he said he wasn't.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Interesting. Well, yes, that is a very valid reason to stab someone. Completely understand. I feel safe with this person covering our back inside.
This is a chance. Sorry, what's your name?
Dröder.
Big chap? Sorry?
Dröder.
Dröder. This is a chance for you to repent for your misgivings, and chance for you to bring yourself into the light. You're obviously a bruiser, you know how to kill. Guess what? Collectively, with all the people here, we have killed hundreds of people. You don't shock me, you do not scare me. Let's just put that straight. We're all a bunch of killers. Are we on the same plane now? Do we understand each other?
You alright?
The hard act does not sway. Look at this guy, I'll point to Gartok. Yeah? He's faced demons. You're nothing to him. But you could be something to a greater cause. Today is when you act on that. When you break the chains and you become something greater. You help a cause. Our cause.
Sounds like just a different shape of rock to be breaking to me. You show me something to stick that blade in, and I'll do it.
Good. That is something we understand. I'll hand him the blade.
All right. Again, he looks over at Reward.
Insight check. If I catch that.
Okay.
25.
He fucking wants to kill Reward.
I'll whisper.
The malice is palpable.
I'm going to go up to his ear and whisper to him. If you touch him, I will make every second of whatever's left of your life suffer. Do not to kill him. And then pull back. I'm going to use thaumaturgy to blacken my eyes.
I'll earn my 10 gold. All right?
Let's see if we can turn you into something greater.
Can I spot a lady in the crowd?
There's a couple of women in the crowd, yeah. Or are you asking about lady?
As in the old lady. Oh, I don't know what she looks like, so that's fine. I was just sighing over. I was looking over to see if there was just a single one, but no, it's fine. Are there any others?
Well, the one guy is currently... He's gone and got his stuff and is walking out of the quarry. And a couple of others have also gone to get their stuff and are leaving. I'll work it off with breaking rocks, but I'm not, I'm a petty theft. I'm not.
That is fine. You do not need to come. We were just offering...
So can I go?
No, you are not employed. If you were employed, then you would have the choice. You have done wrong to the town, and therefore you are working your dues.
I'll go. It's a slender man who's in the middle of the crowd. I'll go.
Step forward. We shall sort you out.
Okay.
What do you offer?
I'm physically fit. I can swing a hammer. I can swing a blade.
What would I have on me? I've only got the dagger.
I have an old mace. My first mace.
He walks over to the hut and picks up a sledgehammer. This is familiar in my hands. It'll do.
What is your name?
It hurt.
And are you rehabilitation? Or
No.
are you paid?
Just trying to earn enough money to get on a ship out of here.
How much will that cost you?
It's been a while since I've been in town. I don't know how much passage costs. I've got myself a few gold squirreled away. Yeah, we've seen it! Shut the fuck up.
I will pay for your passage if you help us today.
Back to the mainland.
Back to the mainland.
Done.
If there is no one else,
No one else steps forward.
if you're on shift, back to work. If you're off shift, enjoy your leisure time.
There you go, men. Positive words. The important thing is, and as he's talking, people start to just disperse and walk away. And don't forget that. Well,
You will learn, reward. It is gaining their respect. So did we get 2 or 3 people?
you got 2 people.
2 people. Yeah. Did I get the name right? Drewter?
Dreda.
Dreder. I'm gonna phonetically.
Dreder.
Dreder. Dreder. Yep.
And Erdherth. Aeherth.
TH. Okay. Thank you.
So Reinhold fills out their donor cards for them.
Oh look,
I'll walk up to both of them. If we face anything in there, I expect both of you will be next to me. Do you understand?
I understand. I understand.
Fight well. You've heard what my friends have said. Try not to die.
Okay. All right.
Shall we go, Jamos? Everyone?
Well,
Enzo.
Are you not up to it, Enzo? Does this not agree
No,
with you?
I'm not. I've already admitted that. I'm not up to this.
Okay.
I don't want to go in there.
Okay.
It is
I
your
want to
choice.
live. Now, I would consider going in there if things got a little hairy and everyone decided that we move out and we retreat. But I know that's not going to be an option.
We have one Darius worshipper, and he is not as fanatical as Corin.
No, but we have Gartok, and when the rage gets him, there's no holding him back.
We have other
And I
ways
would
of
not
getting
like to leave
Cossack
that
out
talk.
of there.
I'll
Bearing that there.
get out my backpack and just show the rod of resurrection. And you'll see like a very filigree, kind of gold encrusted, quite a large rod. This
5 gems.
has already brought someone back from the dead, from
aware.
dust.
I am aware.
Yes. We have means. It's
Can you bring someone back from turning to stone?
there is other means too. They mean there are people who know if we go missing to come hunting for us. It's okay. It's fighting for a bigger cause is hard to accept at the start, but once you get the taste for it, it's quite good.
You're sure that we shouldn't come back with more experienced individuals?
That's what I'm saying. Come back. I mean, the quarry isn't going anywhere.
I'll look at Dramos.
Do you, just put it this way. Do you really want to risk my life, Father Howell, the Duke, the Torres, Gartok, yourselves, everyone, life, on a gambit that maybe we shouldn't have even done in the first place? Where you can know what's there, you can go back, tell Harbinger, and then you can prepare for it correctly. What's that gonna take? Maybe a few days to get together? The quarry isn't going to be destroyed, and you're not going to lose any more money than you would already have lost anyway. It depends on whether what you prefer is more important, our lives or your profit.
It's not the profit that's the problem. It's how close it is to town. Same as the woods. Same as lots of things. It's threat. It's
It is a
threat
threat.
assessment.
It is, absolutely. But it's not going to actually go to the town in the next few days, is it? If it does, it has to get through an entire garrison of Helvetians. And even by then, I think it would have slowed down slightly.
You have a point.
I'm not doing this to be awkward or anything. I want to continue living. I like living. I just do not think that well, allow me not to put words into anyone's lives, but I feel that without someone here that could help us against something that we know is in there that could kill us, and turn us to stone, which is just as good, I think it is a bad idea to go in there. It is irresponsible, and that's coming from me. Surely you see the logic in what I am saying. Now, I'm sure you would feel that this is a wasted journey. But
So,
compared to
would
life
you-
and a wasted journey, I would take a wasted journey.
would you come back with Harbinger, Rasvin, Gartok?
Yes. If we have,
Corin. I
Corin.
think we need Mr. Corin.
Yes. I would be a lot more confident with them. Whether or not they want me is another thing. I'm not sure how much I can really help with this thing. I would try, but I would be willing to go back with them. I just want to be prepared. Like to stack the odds into my favor. If you know what I mean.
I understand. So, that's one no. Duke,
So,
what do you think?
Are the other people who are helping us nearby?
No, not at the moment.
Well, we can go and investigate as long as the hired help are up front.
Reconnaissance?
Well, yeah, if they get turned to stone, we can always hightail it out of there.
So, information to bring back to a bigger kill team. Recon?
Might find something along the way.
Father Hal, what say you?
I think I agree with Enzo that we need somebody who has the ability to remove the stone effect. So that's what I think. But if you intend to go in there, I will be by your side. I don't necessarily think we need anyone tough there. I believe that Gartok is tough. I just think that if someone does get turned to stone, it will be a nightmare getting them out of there.
We can't just leave them there. They're not going anywhere, are they?
What if they get broken?
Destroyed, yes. Deterra, are you willing to go ahead? Bearing in mind you'd probably be most at risk if we go ahead.
This is what I mean. I feel like we've got a lot of vulnerable people in this party. Because I don't know some of you people. I don't know your abilities. I don't know how you are in battle.
I think you and Duke hold a very similar trade.
But I don't want to put anyone at risk. And I feel we need to learn more or have a backup plan in case someone does get turned to stone. And we've never had anyone turned to stone as far as I'm aware. We wouldn't know how to equip or deal with that.
Avenger 2. Oh god, I wanted to kill him so bad. But no one would let
We did the right thing.
you would not let me murder him. Oh.
The problem is with taking Corim, and even if we had two people, I'm close to learning this spell, what if they get turned to stone? Then what?
Either way.
We talk. Let's just go in. If, things go to pot, we just run.
But the person who's turned to stone can't run.
wait.
I've seen one in a bloody
No point.
Is it
hired
anyone?
help in, and they can just get turned to stone. That's what they're there for, isn't it?
Cat, we can't do that.
And
Right.
We can.
half of them are serving a sentence. So it's just, they just serve their sentence as a statue. We can sort them out later.
And
Is there any information to say, is it a particular people that turn to stone, or is it anyone? Is it a gender or race? Is it you have to look directly? Is it is it reflective?
So you want them to go in as guinea pigs and see what
Yes.
happens?
I have no emotional attachment to these people.
I can. Well, that's incredibly cold. I can send in Gremlin initially. As people's lives have value.
I understand they have values, but we don't know a lot about this. All we know is
I don't know if
it
we
will
ever
turn
know.
someone to stone.
Our lives are perpetual shitstorms of walking into something we don't understand. What is this any different? It's just a dank cave.
Well,
Another
the truth
dank cave.
is that we've got a bunch of facts already, and they don't
Right, that's
sound
it.
good.
Oh,
That's it. We're using the information we already hold, and we're saying this is not a good idea to go into this cave.
right. Now, probably the most important person here today, at least, Dramos. What do you say? Do you think we should go in? Knowing this information now?
I'll not force anybody to go with me.
But you want to go
Find
in?
out what's going on.
Let's just go in and see what happens. Come on.
I am
No.
with Dramos.
Like a gig.
You are.
No, I am
we
not.
can-
I'm
you
sorry,
don't want
but
to
I am
issue
not
that.
going in.
We can plan all we like. It'll go wrong.
That's fine.
Always does. We could bring Corin. We
Which is
could bring.
even more
We
reason
could bring
not to go
everybody from
in.
this pass, and it would still go wrong.
Yes.
So as you stand there talking, you can see the entrance to the cave, as I put on the map. It looks like they put fresh tracks down, which lead into it, and there's some torches just inside the entrance. You can see a distance in, it turns to a more cave-like structure and turns off in left and right tunnels. It looks quite
I'm
clean.
not on that map.
You're not on the map, okay.
I'm not on that map, no. There we go.
It looks quite clean in there. There's a hint of cool air coming from the cave. Yeah, it's there ahead of you, just a little bit light at the entrance, just flickering in the darkness. Dramos in particular, you can see further into it than most.
How long did it take us to get to the quarry from the Helvetian camp?
It took about an hour.
What's the standing manager's name again? What's his name?
Who, sorry?
The boss. The boss. What's his name?
Ruard.
Ruard. Ruard.
Yes.
Where do you find the former boss? Where was he turned to stone?
Well, I didn't find it myself. There's a couple of lads. They went in. They said there's a whole bunch of tunnels, but they went down. There's a lower level, and they found him down there. Big room full of near some mushrooms. Big cavern full of mushrooms, and they just found him in there. When I told the Helvetians, they were absolutely sure it was going to be a woman with snakes for hair.
Any vines? Maybe star and crescent moons? Symbology? Any mention of that?
No, nobody mentioned anything like that.
How fast does Gremlin fly?
He flies 60 foot a second. Well, 60 foot or 6 seconds.
Now I'm going to interject
have-
here, and I'm going to say you absolutely do not have to go in.
Oh, I know.
I know that there's perhaps a feeling of, oh, there's a scenario prepared for us, so we have to do it. You do not have to do it. Part of the whole setup of what we got is judging whether or not you're capable of doing it.
Enzo has judged that and judged him not worthy.
You have the information I've given you to work with, and your interpretation of what that means. But you are welcome to go in as well as to not go in. It's entirely up to you.
Ruan, what level?
I
was
say
the
we spend
worm?
1 hour investigating, see what we can find, and hightail it and not go down the bottom level.
That's never happened.
Where did the worm come out, Ruan?
The worm was it wasn't. It was up here on the top level. We had a bunch of bunks set up, like a couple of caverns in there.
Suggest we at least investigate that.
I'm going to send Gremlin in. I'm going to sit down on my arse and look through his eyes and do 100-foot pass and just go through as much of the cavern and try and assess if there's any threat within 100 foot, but me looking through Gremlin's eyes.
Is it pitch black in there?
Aside from the entrance, yes, it is.
Fuck.
I will cast light on a stone and give it to Gremlin.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. I'll get Gremlin to pick up the stone. Try not to slash, Dramos' hands. Large talons.
Okay.
Go through. It's like sending a drone in.
It is. So you send Gremlin in to the darkness. You see as the bird disappears with a light in its claws and goes in so far, banks to the left, and then the light just fades away from your point of view. The tracks on the floor look worn in different areas. From this pan to the left, it opens up to a small dead-end corridor on the left-hand side. Gremlin turns around from that and moves around to another large canyon, which has got several of these cart tracks all converging. You can see there are a few cots in this room, a couple of them upturned, and to the left-hand side, it looks like a partial cave-in with a big hole. Looks like it's been burst through, but that's all. Stone has collapsed from where that hole is and covered that part of the area in dust and whatnot. There's a remnant of some blood on the wall next to one of the cots, and that is in a room a bit further in. I've put it on the map in case you need to see it.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, there's another tunnel off to the north here, and one here as well. Little dead end area here.
I'll probably go a little bit further, just stand right at the precipice.
Okay.
Just really get a feel.
Okay. Which way would you?
I'd be trying to get Gremlin to go, probably up this route here,
Okay.
so I can get a good way up there.
This opens as the bird flies in. This opens with a much larger room. There are dust-covered carts and crates and barrels here. One of the carts is loaded high with some black streaked stone. You can see that there are a number of other little tunnels heading off in multiple directions from here.
Is there anything moving? Anything on the ceiling? Anything crouched or maybe trying to cower?
Make a perception check.
Mainly trying to look for human survivors. 16.
Just off this north passage here, lay on the floor is a Helvetian, face down.
I'm gonna land Gremlin, still being in control, and just kind of pat a claw towards, and just try and get to look at his face if I can.
Okay.
if his head's on the side or if he's completely face down.
Gremlin gets closer. You can see there's an arrow jutting from his back. It's skewered through his cloak and past his leather armour. Closer still, you see there's a second arrow.
Does the arrow look man-made? Does it look like a Helvetian arrow? Or something bought from town?
It doesn't look like anything you've seen in town. It's well made, though.
There is an arrow in the back of a Helvetian. 2, in fact. But there is corpses in here.
2 Helvetians or 2 arrows?
2 arrows and 1 corpse.
He's faced towards this large cavern as if he was heading out and has collapsed.
That is a well-made arrow, though. But it doesn't look crafted.
Let's go check it out.
We could have a chat with him, potentially.
Go check it out, see any tracks leading off, see if the...
I think I might be able to have a chat with him from here.
I don't know of many, what's it called? Worms that wield arrows.
There is a massive fallen, though, which I would suspect is the worm.
I suggest we speak to the dead and then see what he says, and we can go from there.
Can you really do that from here?
I can cast spells through him. I don't know if I can cast that one. Just double check.
You gotta speak to them, haven't you? Or how they go, crack, crack, crack.
Yeah, no, you got a good point.
I'll send a message back to Tatura and just let her know what we've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, I have got to speak with Dan Cran's intelligence. I've got a burning sense next to him. 10 foot. I can't cast it from here.
Just go, come on.
I'll send a message back to Enzo and...
Get the help ahead, come on.
We have a body. I can ask him a few questions. At least we can make a start for the next party. If you're willing to help grab him, I think a decision has been made to maybe leave it for today. But maybe information gathering will be really helpful.
We could get him and bring him out.
Yes.
Swiftly.
If you wish to stay here, Enzo, which is...
Oh, absolutely, I'm staying here.
Okay, well...
If
Keep
you
an eye
need
out.
me, just scream.
We will. I will.
What will that do? You're not going to come running in, are you?
Well, it depends.
Trader?
I might.
Are you going to help us, Trader?
I've had my gold, so work needs to be done.
Good man. Right. Whoever's coming in, let's go in.
Right. This is just body retrieval, okay?
Body retrieval. We need questions that need answering.
Perhaps not how you feeling today.
Alright.
Where am I? Oh,
Well, lead the way.
I wasn't even looking at the map. I still had my character sheet up. I was...
Can I go stealth, please, Jamie?
You certainly may.
Or at least try to. I'll give you a roll.
What is your light source?
I'm gonna come up
I
behind
don't
and
need
start.
one.
I would have brought Gremlin back, and it's probably going to be the rock on my shoulder at the moment. No, my mace. I'll bring my mace out. It's got 40 foot, or
Okay.
20 foot dim. Well, no, 20 foot bright, another 20 foot dim.
Alright.
I don't need it.
I'm coming in, but I'm gonna be constantly stealthed. Very quiet.
Okay. So,
Is the cave in this one? Or is it here?
no, it's off. Sorry,
It's there. Okay.
over there.
The body was around to the right. to the north, there are several cots and blood. Just be aware. I don't think it's a trap, but keep an eye out.
Well, you're a day ago, weren't they? They came here a day ago.
Yesterday afternoon.
It's a long trap to wait for, isn't it?
Well, you don't know if what's it called? The prisoners are rebelling.
I like to cast guidance on myself.
Do you need a stealth roll from me, sorry, Jamie?
Yes, please.
Is this for everyone? Or just on the people who are actively stealthing?
I mean, I'm stealthing, but I don't know.
Just if you're actively
Only
stealthy.
you.
Okay.
I would be trying to keep quiet, even though it's a disadvantage, as best as I could.
Tatura's got stealth envy now.
Stay
She's going
away
to
from the
have to
noisy
see if she can
buggers
beat
as well,
Duke's
by the way.
stealth.
I would be
Danny.
trying to stop my
Ooh.
bots and fans.
Okay.
The odds were against Duke, but somehow he beat it.
Double three! Clunk, 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 clunk.
Eclipsed by the walking tin can.
All right.
I'm
Reliably
actually
shite.
trying to stay away from the noisy clumps.
Yeah, I've learnt to stay away from my own hold, so.
Okay.
Oh, pots and pans, man.
So you make your way further in, and Gartok, Reinhold, and Dramos, you get to the room with the cots in, and so on. You can see that the tracks on the floor are very old, been here for a long time. The rail degraded in many places.
Are there any if I look around in the dirt and the stone, are there any footprints or anything like that that indicate anyone that's travelled through?
Survival check.
That's a 7.
There's the rubble and dust on the floor here is looks like it's been swept up in this room when it was used as accommodation. Nothing you can see.
Is there anything on the ceiling? And what's the general smell? Do I smell death?
It's cool in here. There's a smell of, not horrible, but there's a smell of damp water.
Okay.
I am looking in where that bloody worm burst through.
All right. You can see where it's come through. It looks like the ceiling has collapsed behind it when it withdrew.
Just completely sealed off.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment to cast Death Ward on Dramos. I have to touch you. I apologise. Oh no, don't apologise. I'm just going to touch your shoulder. Just in case.
The faintest echoes ring out distantly through this cave. You're unsure as you move forward along the ground how much of it is distortion of your footsteps, obviously not from Duke and Datura, but the distortion of the way you're moving, or the clank of Reinhold's armour, or maybe it's distant sounds being carried further than they should be from the deep.
It's just towards here, where Gartok is, a little bit further.
Now have a look to see what's further down here.
Yes. Looks like it goes a little distance and then splits off into several directions again. There's off to the side there, another cave off that way, another cave off that way. There's another cart here off the rail.
Does it look like it's got anything in from where I am?
Yeah, there's that same sort of stone, black veined stone built up in there.
forwards.
Drader, stay close. Come on, up the front. Gonna need you to lift a body.
Do any of these boxes look full or sealed?
The lids are off, many of them. You can see that there is the remains of what looks like food stuff in there that's long since spoiled and turned to nothing. Just shriveled remains. Enzo, from outside, you saw them go in and you saw their lights disappear as they went round the corner.
Okay. I'm going to keep an eye out around where I am, just in case some of these miners decide to get a bit, grumpy.
Okay. Okay.
Gonna go over to the castle and I'm gonna pick up one of these hunks of stone and inspect it.
Make a investigation roll, please.
Can I hold my light over to try and just assist?
I will lower the difficulty slightly.
5.
No amount of light will
Yeah, that's fun. That is.
aid Dramos's
Stone
geology
with
skills.
black in it.
It's black rock. There he is, just up front.
You could see him face down, sure enough, as described, with the 2 arrows sticking from his back. That corridor he came from starts to slope down.
Drady, come on, man. Let's pick him up.
I'll be hereish and sort of say from the shadows, don't approach us yet, let's look for tracks. I'm going to approach and have a look around the body for any signs of tracks or movement from the body.
Can I assist you?
Yes,
I'm proficient if you are, so
I am indeed proficient with survival.
Roll away.
assist you.
Although your survival will be better than mine, but hey. That's not the way this works.
Sure idea.
So what are we looking for?
I am looking for, with advantage, 17 in total, tracks or anybody approaching the body as if they'd come up to see if it's who may have assailed them. I'm happy to go a bit further in as well, like 30, 40 foot in, as long as I don't see anything obviously threatening.
From what you can see of the tracks, it looks like there's a whole bunch of them going down in this direction.
Look at the Helvetian boots they're wearing.
Human military style boots, yes. And just the one set coming back up. You catch a glimpse of another boot print that's shorter and wider than the Helvetian boots.
This one seems to be running from its friends, or running away from where its friends descended, and there's another print here that's shorter and wider, but maybe a heavier set creature, a little bit more imprinted.
You have very good eyes.
It helps to recce out an area first.
Right, I'm gonna
It's also sloping down ahead.
Oh.
So they said about the next level down being where the threats were. This clearly slopes down somewhere.
Deterra, I don't suppose you could quickly check for traps just in case anything untoward was maybe placed underneath this body. Or Duke, I think, I don't know. I trust your skills more, Deterra, I must admit.
Can I have a look at the body? You know the arrows? Trying to discern if they've been shot at sort of separate times or whether it would be a trap that would have triggered them or more somebody loosing arrows off at them. So they're like different entry points or different angles or...
Perception check.
I'll wait till you've done that.
14.
Different angles.
Who's running?
I don't think this was a trap unless it came from multiple angles. This is more of a...
There's many things in the arts of war. If whoever's coming down here to set him might have put something a little bit more exciting underneath him.
Yeah, but well, I'd say it was different shots, personally. It's more like someone shot them on their retreat, or they're being shot as they're retreating, or maybe... Is there one in the back, by any chance?
They're both in the back.
Or the back. They're both in the back, he was running whilst he was shot. I'm going to inspect the body for any other...
shorter
Trust.
footprint coming from. So the shorter footprint, was that going into or out of?
That looked like it was coming out, but it's been obscured by these Helvetian tracks. That's where you only see one of those. You see a whole bunch of the Helvetian tracks.
Yeah. Coming out, but looks a similar age. Or similar time frame of the prints, but obscured. So maybe it was here and it's been overprinted by the Helvetians if they've marched over it.
Is his sword sheathed, or is his shield out? Or is it just sprawled on the floor?
His sword is gone. And so
Sword is gone.
And so is his shield.
He might have dropped him and fled. Does he have a knife in his boot? I'm going to start going over the body.
He has a knife still in his scabbard on his belt.
I'll take that out, stick it in my own boot, and Drader, over here, chap.
What?
Need to pick this up.
What
You're a strong man.
What are we doing with him?
We're taking him out. I'm going to ask him some questions.
Right. Starts pulling him up.
Can I have a look around, see if I can see any signs of creatures, people, or anything hiding?
You let's see where you are. You have a look around, and you can see the surrounding caverns mostly lead into dead ends, except for that one that he was coming from. Not a soul is in here. All quiet and still.
So that corridor up there, that's continuing. Yeah.
One north, I was thinking, is continuing.
Yeah, there's the one up here. I think this is one that goes down.
That's the one.
Yeah.
The one behind where the body is.
Okay.
What are these? Can I ask what these markings are?
That is another cart that has been upturned, and this black veined rock is spilt out.
And this one? Top
The
left?
same. It's a bunch of this rock which is all fallen out of the wall.
Whilst they're sorting out the body and taking the body out, can I go into some of these areas? I want to try and search for any more of these shorter, wider boot prints.
Okay.
Should we should be moving, Mr. Jamos. I say.
Drader has picked up the Helvetian.
Right, let's start making our way outside. Drader,
Right.
follow me.
I'm going to take a couple of samples of this rock.
Okay.
I would go out of the way I know. I wouldn't know what was up here, so I would trace the route I came.
I had checked this cavern and this cavern out for tracks, the ones either side of it.
You look around, you do see a couple more signs of these similar shorter, wider boot prints, but it looks like a while ago and have it's very difficult to make out much detail. There's no definite route. Like you'll see a single boot track and then maybe two, but there's no trail of them going in any particular direction.
more as if they've been. They have. So they have. I guess discerning they've been here for a while, and there's been various prints around.
Yes.
That's what my take over it is. But there's no pattern, or all the pattern's been obscured by other movements.
That's correct.
Okay, I'll join them back outside, or on their way out.
I'll be the last one out. I'll watch our backs as we.
Okay, so Dramos, you successfully collect another stone. And Enzo, from your point of view, they come back into view in the tunnel.
Oh, good.
I'm going to start pretending to scream whilst running out. Oh!
Insight check.
So Reward comes over as well. So, did you see anything?
I'll point to the Helvetian.
Oh, that's not good.
Yes.
Well, he's not turned to stone on the bright side.
Father Hal, I'm not too sure what your medicine's like, but you might be a bit more apt at pulling those arrows out than me. I'm a bit ham-fisted with them.
What are you out for? To inspect them all.
Let me have a look.
We need them out of the
Maybe
body.
we should move somewhere a little bit more private. It's not going to be nice. He's been dead for a little while.
Oh, we can always go to the office,
Why do you need the arrows out?
so we can prop him up. Speak to him.
Just snap them off.
Yes, I can just
Dead.
snap them off.
I want to know what the head looks like.
I'll get my dagger out and gorge it out of his flesh.
Oh,
Hand it over to whoever wants it.
was that really necessary, Duke? Oh,
Yes, Tom,
look,
I
you made a terrible mess of him.
What's he going to do? Write me a note of complaint?
No, I'm going to write you a note of complaint.
What does the arrowhead look like? Is it a refined steel, or is it something crude?
It is a refined steel hooked on one side.
Something I recognise.
That looks like a vicious arrow, actually.
Take a guess and I'll tell you if you're right.
Well,
get a race list out. Go down.
does it look like a Helvetian arrow?
It does
or
not.
something? Okay.
He's got a nice vicious barb on the side. That's not meant to come out.
Yes. I'll pass it to Dramos. You might want to research that. Where do you want to do this then?
I'm probably not in sight of
Prop
everybody
against
else.
the wall and do it there.
Okay. I'll instruct Drader to put him next to a minecart.
Okay.
You don't want to do it in front of the crowd, do you?
Is there a crowd?
A few of the miners have kind of
Oh, come on.
hanging around.
Just help.
I don't see there's a problem seeing this.
What, you're all going to die,
That's
run
what
away
he
now?
said.
It's not a problem.
No, I think they need to understand who's in charge. Me personally. But
But if we're going to go back today, then they're going to hear what he said.
okay. Well, we can instruct them to go. We can disperse them.
You just go back into the entrance. They're not going to follow somewhere, are they?
Okay.
Just go back in 40, 50 foot.
Well, into the mouth of the cave.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. It is behind these little huts and stuff up here. Is this the office?
The office, that's just a storage hut, but there's an office not far away. It's reasonable size of a table and.
Let's just go to the office. Let's get some privacy. It's what an office is made for.
Oh, hang on, let me move my paperwork.
Yeah.
And Ruard goes off ahead to scoop up his papers off the desk. You carry the body into the office, lay it on the table.
Do you know what you're gonna ask him, Dramos?
We'll see where the questions lead. The first is quite obvious.
So he's
What does he see?
he has a deep red cloak on, which one of the arrows had pierced through and into his leather armor. There is a satchel over one shoulder, which is tucked behind his cloak. He has a scabbard, which is empty, a dagger scabbard, which is empty, a small pouch on his belt.
Now, we do have the option, Dramos, of bringing this man back to life. But I'll leave that to your discretion. But I can at least see, I can make him speak first cheaply.
You may have a hole in his back.
Let us speak first.
I will start casting Speak with Dead. I will burn some incense. Start saying some weird words and doing some hand gestures. Make sure it's not the Animate Dead spell.
Okay.
We can ask him 5 questions.
The
But
body, as Reinhold speaks, jerks and the neck cracks. He sits bolt upright, his jaw moving unnaturally. Air is suddenly pulled into his body and his lungs expand.
Helvetian,
His eyes are glassy as his head turns towards you.
you're ordered to speak the truth, and you will do so. I'll look at Dramos.
What did you see in the cavern?
Grey dwarfs. Grey dwarfs worshipping a snake.
Was the snake alive?
Yes.
I think that was a yes. I caught the end of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I suppose I'll whisper to Dramos, where are the other Helvetians? Or why did he run? I don't know.
Or are the other Helvetians alive?
Yeah.
What happened to the rest of your scouting party?
She has them.
Captured.
I'm asking why you ran.
Yeah, that was my next question. Oh no, who killed you?
Well, the dwarves, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, yeah, it's back to them. Doesn't know, does he really?
Yeah.
Who killed you? I don't know.
Yeah. Good point.
Go on, Mick, Tom talking.
Which way were the dwarves and the snake?
Deeper. Deeper.
Deeper in the cavern. How many?
Sorry, Tom, if
Maybe.
you said something I didn't catch it, you're on mute at the time.
Dwarves.
No, okay. Was there another question? Sorry.
I was going to Dramos, do we need a number of how many? What are we facing?
Yeah, how many dwarves? How many
How many did you see?
grey dwarves do you see?
Yeah.
He said the number of dwarves that he saw was 3 dwarves worshipping the snake.
Three dwarfs.
You said grey dwarves.
Grey dwarves, not
Yeah,
three
grey.
Yeah, not
Grey dwarfs.
yeah, Durga.
Have no numbers.
Durga.
If it's 3 dwarves, even the mighty Enzo are going.
We send him in alone.
I'm just going to turn to the corpse and go, how many grey dwarves were there?
Eight.
What question was that, guys?
That's his last question.
Was it? Okay.
I'll make the symbol of Darius and put his arm over his chest.
Okay. As you do that, the life just disappears from him, and you lower him down gently onto the table. As dead as when you found him.
Yeah. Kind of looking at the rod. When are we coming back here?
Not worth it. Serious power.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that when you're dead. I'll save its power for someone else, obviously greater.
I'm far more useful than this.
You know that the rod has once you use those charges, it could become inert, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
checking. So you know that.
It's a very moral quandary I'm going through. What's the life? What's the worth of a life, regardless of whose it is? Yeah.
Bloody clerics.
Next thing, Reinhold, you'll be raising the people you killed. And tell them to go and do a better life.
He needs to be brought back to the Helvetians, at least. But he knew the risks, I suppose.
We need to send a message back to Harbinger.
We're going back to Mist House, aren't we? We can go and call in the Helvetians, drop the body off, go back to Mist House.
I do not want to leave this long.
I can send messages. I've met your harbinger before. I'm not sure that I'm the best suited for this task, though. So
I do have sending, but if you wish to, I'm not going to stop you.
Oh, no, if you have it, then you're probably much better at speaking to Harbinger. I mean, you know her. I don't really.
No. I insist. You should speak to Harbinger.
Oh, shit.
I'm feeling slightly weary. The speak with dead has taken it out with me. I might need a cup of tea and a sit down. I can wrap a bit of copper wire around my finger and just get it ready. What do you want to say? I have 25 words.
We need her to come. We need some form of protection or some way of bringing back someone from stone. Something which will protect our eyes, maybe.
So I've got come to the quarry, bring protection from stone transformation, bring Corim.
You want to make sure that both of them arrive. Say there are fate worshippers here.
Corin's like here, like instantly, using
Fate.
some kind of teleportation stuff.
Yeah.
Fate is right here, calling you a
Right
knob.
here. Caught with his trousers down.
He's on the shitter right now. It's an easy kill.
Can clerics create scrolls?
Yeah, I believe so.
Can I?
I believe clerics can. Obviously, it takes time and money
Yeah. It's the paper,
and the
isn't
right
it?
materials.
Because
Chance it doesn't work. I think,
just in
above a
case
certain level.
Dave's not available, I'm thinking
Yeah.
just something which will bring us back from stone. Because I know you can get potions, but
Yeah.
scrolls would work as well.
Hey, if you let me kill you, you're worth about 6,000 experience points. I'll get you that greater restoration. That's my next level.
Or just use the rod to bring you back. Easy peasy.
It's fine. It's not going to fail. Ever. Honest. Okay, so I've got come to the quarry, bring protection from stone transformation, bring Corim ideally.
There are, well, actually, if Corin's not available, maybe Engaro.
Yeah. High level cleric.
He's shown himself to be a very good practitioner of the divine art.
Is Ingaro the guard dude?
No, Engaro is the head of the Temple of Illusion.
Oh, okay. Because that
Right.
Gar head gives me the jeebus.
Well, that's not uncommon for Gar worshippers.
Always so moody.
I've got 15. I've got 10 words left.
I'm telling you,
How
put
are
fate
you?
somewhere in there
Good
and they'll
morning.
run.
I don't know.
Need mirrors and eye protection.
Need mirrors and eye protection. Okay. 5 left.
P.S. P.S. All the workers think you're going to kill them.
Workers morale low.
I think it's workers' morale rock bottom. They don't call me a bad for nothing.
I sacked a few people because they were
Shit.
I'm out of words now.
Start again, cast it again.
Right. I'm going to start casting the sending spell to Harbinger. Hopefully she's not on the shitter.
All day. I've been saving it up for months.
She's
It's like-
mid-coitus.
I need remove cursed. I need to go to the shitter. That's it.
God. Who the hell did she drag for mid-coitus? Oh.
I know, I was going to say.
Harbinger, come to the quarry. Bring protection from stone transformation. Bring Corim ideally or Angaro. Need mirrors and eye protection. Workers' morale rock bottom.
Yeah.
25 words.
Did you say? Read it out again, sorry.
Come to the quarry. Bring eye protection from
Okay,
stone
that's all
transformation.
I just wanted to hear the first sentence again.
Okay, so Harbinger, you finish what you're doing.
I'm just thinking of
whatever that might be.
now.
You, actually,
that's it.
no. Jamie, you've got to roll a percentile. Or I've got to roll a percentile.
Oh.
5% chance the message does not arrive.
I thought that was if it's on a different plane.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yep. Good shout.
How did you know? I just popped off for a moment.
Well, she may be in a different plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I'm doing temple business today. So.
which is essentially just going around and asking everyone, "Do you worship fate? Do you worship?"
Or is that temple business? I'm just going on temple business. She
She's,
disappears for half an hour.
It means she's actually turned up to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're not making a profit. All right, so that comes through, and you'll get a message back from Harbinger, and I'll find Corin and see if we can get there as soon as possible. Evacuate the quarry if it's too dangerous. I should probably leave it at that.
Dramos, she is going to organise as much as she can and recommends to evacuate the quarry if it's too dangerous.
As long as no one enters the caverns, there's no danger at the moment.
Very quiet, buddy.
As long as no one enters the caverns, there's no danger at the moment.
We need to return this body.
Well, maybe some of us could return the body. I feel that maybe this is not an environment for myself. If Mr. Corin is going to be joining you shortly, or in Garo even.
It's entirely up to you, Father Howe, if you wish to stay in the Helvetine camp.
Well, I am also aware that George is there. We could make our way back to town. It depends.
You are, of course, free to do as you wish.
I never force anyone to come with me or stay with me.
I think clearing the threat within inside mine is an excellent idea. I feel uncomfortable about the use of the 2 volunteers, though.
I think everyone deserves a second chance. In this case, one more than the other. One's a worker, one's a criminal. But he might see the light of his ways. I'm saying this out loud so he hears it.
I just
saw a guard die last week, and it was rather awful. Yes, I still dream about it. But if you would like me to stay, I will.
I would like as many people here as possible, Father Howe, but it is your choice.
I suggest we evacuate many people as we can to their lodgings. The workers can go back, but the prisoners might need more guard.
Their lodgings are on site. Why not?
How close to the entrance, the mine entrance?
I point to the big building.
Yeah, it really is on site, isn't it? How many prisoners are there?
How many people have got in the quarry?
Yeah.
Have you got it down, Harriet?
Yeah, 20 prisoners.
20 prisoners. Well, the workers can go home if they've got a home to go to.
You can't go sending the workers home and leaving the prisoners, yeah? That's sure as
They
that.
would have told me
I
that.
know. It's.
They all stay.
They have chosen to stay. There is no imminent danger. I am not leaving the site until this is dealt with.
Okay.
Yeah, keep them working. It'll keep their mind off what's happening.
All
Just
right,
keep them out of the cave.
Shall I ride back to the Helvetian camp?
I can ride with you if you want, Father Howe.
I will also join you with this fellow. make sure he's returned to his people.
All right.
I
Should we,
will be back, but
is it wise to leave this without a cleric?
Leave what without a cleric?
Leave the people in the quarry, yourself and the others.
if you wish to take this body back, you're more than welcome to. I would prefer to do it myself, but if you are going there, you wish to perform the rites.
I can do that. I have much experience in this area, and I'm sure there'll be people in the camp who know what they're doing. Or the body will wait until you are there.
No, they will. They've got their clerics. It was just, I don't know. I felt a personal responsibility, I suppose. But you are more than capable, I'm sure.
I won't be far. I'll need the cart, though.
There is a shudder underground. Rocks fall from the side of the canyon here and there, and then the shudder subsides.
Hey, 12 house, should we go? I think we should put the body on the thing
I'm
right
gonna
away.
need the cart, Duke. I hope you don't mind. I'll
We'll
keep
just
it
take
safe.
it, don't worry.
Yeah, I might just come along with you.
Yeah, you want to come, do you?
Yeah,
Just
might
keep an eye on the
go take care of the cart. Go take care of the
Keep
cart.
an eye on the cart, I understand.
I'm going to write a note to Quintus.
Okay.
I'll send you a message with what it says.
Okay.
And I'll hand it to Father
Arrest
Howell.
these people.
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
you please pass this on to Quintus?
I will indeed. We'll be with them in no time.
Cassius was the cleric, wasn't he?
Yes, the
At the-
clerics are done.
I'm going to quickly send him a message. We'll use the sending spell. We have found one of your dead. We are investigating further. There is a cart coming with his corpse. We don't know who he is. You can reply to this message.
Understood. Do we need to send reinforcements?
Drama. Dramos, I've sent a message to Quintus. He's asking, do we want to send reinforcements? Do you want to bolster here?
You need to wait for the Harbinger. So when the Harbinger passes through, a small party.
Okay. I will send the sending spell again. The Harbinger will be arriving shortly. Please send reinforcements with her. She will direct them to us.
Understood. Please send my man home.
Message sent, Dramos. He is sending them with Harbinger.
Thank you, Reinhold.
I think, really, that is as good a place as any to
Yeah.
halt it.
Yeah.
And you can make a decision on what you're going to do, how you're going to handle it from here.
I'm gonna read Ramos's letter, and I'm gonna loot the corpse on the cart.
Oh, that will be sealed. The letter is going to be sealed.
God
I've
damn
got the
it!
letter.
I will break the seal.
I got it. You'll have to cut
Yes.
me down and
I
that's pretty
will
fast.
charm
Is a
you, Father
massive
Howell.
cock.
I will. Just a big dick. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any of that. Although I will check the small pouch on the thing.
I'm checking the body as well.
Oh, there you go. Duke will do it probably.
All right.
I'm just interested what's in the small pouch.
We both can.
The small pouch on his belt, he had 16 gold and 2 silver in it. And the satchel he had on his shoulder contained 3 bottles with the labels written in Undercommon.
Ooh.
I think I speak Undercommon.
I speak Undercommon, but yeah.
Yeah.
I do speak Undercommon. Yes.
Oh, what did they say?
The first one, which is empty, is Cure Light Wounds. Second one, which is still full, is Cure Light Wounds. And the third one, it says Stone to Flesh.
Ocean.
I'm gonna hand Enzo the Cure Light Wounds
Oh, thank you very
and
much.
and pick up the Stone to Flesh and just say, yeah, they just do the same. They just cure some wounds.
Oh,
Okay.
you juice. Oh, you juice. That's going to be a new swear word.
Hang on, is it an actual potion, Cure Light Wounds?
Potion of Healing, I think it is.
Oh, it's
technically.
Potion of Healing, is it?
2d4 plus 4, or 2d4 plus 2. I can't remember what it is
Yeah,
now.
I'm stuck in
D4.
previous
2d4
editions. There.
Gotcha. My first potion.
And it's cursed. It's full
It's
of
cursed,
rat
yeah.
shit poison.
Everybody may have a measly 150 experience points for
Hell
tonight.
yeah.
You know, that really upsets me because I was like, I'm so close.
How close?
I am 266 away,
Oh.
but I am.
Should have gone murdering.
No, I know. I was making that decision between what Hal would say and what I wanted for the XP.
Yeah. I
Murdering.
think we should have got more XP because we role played.
302 XP off
150.
my next level as well. So
The
Yeah, I think
150 was for the role
the
play, I think.
150 was the pity XP, was it? Here you go.
Like, I'll send you a picture of the line because it's hilarious. Oh,
yeah, mine's similar link. It's not a stone. Is it potion of stone to flesh, or flesh to stone?
I think it's like it's got to be like a stone of
Stoned
like,
flesh.
petrification curing or something.
Doesn't seem to be on the list. I'll just make a custom item.
Yeah. I think I need to share it with community before
Okay.
it appears for you.
Ah, right.
I would have respectfully asked for the short sword back from Drader. Give him a nod.
He'll give it to you.
Thank you for your service.
Easy.
Well, we might need you next time if you're up for it. Another 10 gold.
Maybe.
Have a think. And our hearth. How much is your ship?
I said I don't know. I'll have to travel back to town and ask around.
50 gold should cover it. Do you think?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy yourself something else, and I'll hand him 50 gold.
Well, he will immediately quit work and head back to town with that 50 gold.
Yeah.
See if he can book
Probably
himself.
the best thing for him.
See if he can book himself some passage elsewhere.
Yeah.
So there you go. There we are.
You mentioned I got a ship.
Leaving Reward in charge of the quarry for now. Gary Waltham is stone. He's a statue. Various of the miners or the quarry workers are in a state of discontent. And you have to rethink how you are going to tackle this snake problem.
I think we should do the Zach Brannigan way of things and send in wave after wave of men. Is the problem.
yeah.
Until
We've
the
got loads
kill
of
limit is
Helvetians,
reached.
Why not?
Right,
Oh.
Ben.
Really, it's the Quarry prisoners first, really.
Right? You send the
Yeah,
prisoners
then
in
the
first, the
Helvetians.
first wave,
And then the
and
Helvetians.
then that kind of like weakens them, and then you send in the Helvetians.
Are you
They're
from
pretty
noble
strong.
descent by any chance?
And then-
Is that
And
your
then you go
lineage?
in and mop them up. It's just the general way of doing things, you know.
All right.
Just sent you the wording of the hastily written note, Jamie.
Okay.